Hello, hello. Welcome to the Today-ish Pod. My name is James Lee.
Hello, everybody. I am a wild animal today, ready to hunt some people down, and I'm so excited. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Apologies for being slightly late to start the stream. We had to get, wardrobe situation going. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I said I'm hunting today. I'm not supposed to be run over by the safari, vehicle.
Yes, we got a great show. We got a lot to get into. We're going to dig into a lot. We're going to jump down some rabbit holes. Thank you to the Patreon folks.
Go ahead.
Yes, we have to. Come on.
Say thanks. Thank you.
Yes, thank you to the Patreon.
Thank you. And we're done. Okay. No, the only reason I'm saying that, you guys, is because yesterday, James and I were on our production call because we, do our due diligence to make sure we can put on a great show for you guys. I'm down a Diana Jenkins rabbit hole, and James is down a Jared Kushner rabbit hole. He's been there for 6-7 months. No. And we found a connection between the two of them. Also, just want to preface the show by saying everything we're going to say is alleged because we know at least one of the parties we're going to be really digging into today, possibly calling a pimp, a madam, a child trafficking networker, is Sue crazy. So,
yes, these mid-tier stars, I think, are always the most litigious. Think of the Alexis Wilkins of the world, who, by the way, lost her lawsuit, dismissed.
Great moment for you and I.
Yeah.
No, truly, because it's like, that could have set the precedence for creators calling people. I mean, look at the hat. We've got the Bureau of Honeypot Investigation.
Oh, yeah.
The head.
Yes, available at my merch store.
The head of a Honeypot Investigation right here with us. Mm-hmm. So happy to have you join us.
Yes. Yes. So we're going to be digging into madams and honeypots. That's sort of the theme of the show here. Okay, I know you're basically single-handedly taking down a Real Housewife over the last, 5 days. You've basically nuked her entire online presence.
Well,
allegedly.
Allegedly. We already said it, so now we don't have to say it again.
Is that true? Is that from a legal standpoint?
The allegedly umbrella is now going from here, from the beginning of the show, all the way through.
Okay.
So anything I say now is alleged. Always, but specifically today. Yeah, look, I'm a Bravo fan. I've watched a lot of the shows. And, I had to take someone's diamond right out of their Beverly Hills hand and take it and smash it on the floor in a million pieces. And I'm not done yet. I'm just getting started.
And you're not meaning to cancel, because we never really want to cancel anybody. I'm not pro-cancellation. They just took it down on their own because they're scared.
Well, they deleted their Instagram. We're going to get into all of this. Yeah. And I wouldn't say I'm into canceling anybody. I would say that if you are involved in harming children and have affiliations in any way with networking, child trafficking networking, or trafficking even young adults, 18, whatever it may be, I will come after you. And I will try to expose you because, like I've said many times, I believe we're in a spiritual war. It's good versus evil. And that would put you on team evil. And I'm on team good, so I'm coming to snuff you out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as a person who has snuffed a few people out online.
Spencer Pratt.
Yeah. Hey, I got him early. We're probably going to cover him a little bit later on the show. But I was right. I'll just say I was right from the very beginning. I had the intuition. Everybody else was still on that Spencer Pratt train. Okay, you guys are all like, "Oh, this is the guy that's gonna save LA," and lo and behold, he becomes another TPUSA talking head.
Chill.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think he would have the wherewithal to not want to, affiliate himself with Andrew Wilson.
But I'm sure that he's getting paid, though. That's the thing, is that they probably pay pretty good.
You couldn't pay me enough money
to
sit next to him. I told you offline that,
You would do it. Like, if TPUSA paid you $300,000 to debate Andrew Wilson, you would.
To debate him?
Sure, but you have to be in the same room with him for 3 or 4 hours.
And I told you that out of anybody we could interview, the one person that would probably be a problem for me would be Andrew Wilson because I would be triggered.
Right.
And he really does trigger me. And then I would probably potentially lose my cool. But I've thought about this in a hypothetical situation. If we were to interview Andrew Wilson, I would just start off and say, before we get started, I just want to preface this by saying you trigger me. And
he's going to say you're retarded.
And then I'd say, why are you a pussy ass bitch? And then we'd go from there.
All right. So how do you want to set up this for people who maybe are not up to date on your particular rabbit hole? Where do we start this story?
So
last week we did start a little bit of it. And we have a little bit of a mea culpa as well with the wrong attribution of place of birth.
Big whoop. She's not from South Africa. She's from Bosnia. I could care less. But it actually paints the story even more for her. But we're going to be getting into Diana Jenkins. We talked about her last week because Hayden Panattiere sadly passed away. And you and I were wondering if it was from natural drug overdose or if it was from somebody using the drug overdose,
a synthetic drug overdose
story to, kill her, murder her, because she came out with this book where she was revealing a dark side of Hollywood, and that someone very close to her, which many people online, I didn't connect the dots that it was Diana Jenkins. The internet sleuths did. The Diana Jenkins put her in a room with who people believe to be James Blunt to have sex with him when she didn't want to. And she, was scared. And she talked about this on the Jay Shetty podcast. And we went from there. And I think to kick us off, we should start with the super chat. Matthew's father, thank you so much. And I know Matthew is in the armed forces. You gave us a super chat last week. So thank you so much for being a fan. He said, let's get weird. Shout out to my son, Matthew. We're getting weird. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Diana Jenkins in 2022 made herself a public figure, even though there were a lot of whisperings about her in the Crazy Days and Nights blinds and in those Hollywood circles, because she's like a Ghislaine Maxwell. She was a philanthropist. She rubbed shoulders with everybody. Her ex-husband was this major banker, which we're going to get into. But first, let's start with how most people know her, the Beverly Hills Housewives. And this is a clip that I found where they're talking about that book, Room 23, which many people believe was a catalog to traffic these young Hollywood starlets. Let's watch this.
Giving me Bridget Bardot vibes.
Yes. Or look at with his hair. Have you guys seen her book, Room 23?
No.
It's really sexy.
So beautiful, this book.
What is it? Tell me.
Diana, do you want to tell the story about the book?
Yeah. I feel like I have.
She did the beautiful book called Room 23.
That's the one you were in.
Yes, so that was my book.
It's such a sex positive, woman positive.
Yeah, I looked in there, it was like everybody's naked. I was like, right on.
Tell it again.
We forget things. I feel like we had this conversation. I don't particularly want to talk about the book tonight because it took a lot of money, a lot of time to achieve what I did, but it backfired.
Ready to order?
All these rumors started. It was like an offense of my character.
You're not like an international sex trafficker and madam of high-class prostitutes. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's honestly so ridiculous that I can't even believe that actually it could have caught on.
Did you think that, like,
What was that last thing she said?
that she didn't want to?
I can't believe it would have caught on. Oh, she's saying that the allegation that she might be a high-profile sex trafficker would have caught on. But you have a book of young women.
And there's men in there as well.
Oh, there's men. Oh, okay. So
yes,
both ways.
It's a bunch of Hollywood, stars. I got access to the online copy of the book, and I found some interesting things in there. But the point is that back in 2022, even on Bravo, the producer is made aware of these rumors that have been swirling in Hollywood for decades about Diana Jenkins possibly running a high-class prostitution ring.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Okay? And these rumors have been around for quite some time.
So that clip right there of the housewife ladies sort of telling her to talk about the book again. What do you think that was? Because to me, that read almost like a signaling to the world, just to go back to the conversation with Maverick, that he said there's a law of duality where if we tell you in the open what we're doing, it's technically not against the rules, right? It's like if I label these apples as poisonous and I sell them to you, am I still at fault? So they're kind of, hey, talk about the book. So they're telegraphing to the public what's actually going on. Do you think that? Because, like, why do they ask her to bring up twice? She's like, I already talked about this 3 episodes ago.
Because I think that it makes a good storyline, and they want to get into all of the juicy stuff, and Lisa Rinna's the messiest of them all. And they obviously know of these rumors, right? They're a part of that high-profile. Beverly Hills Housewife is unique compared to the other cities of housewives because they're all so uber wealthy, these women. I mean, one of them is getting $300,000 in alimony a month.
Wow.
Okay. So these women, they have private jets. They're rubbing shoulders with the elite of the elite, right? So
this could have been also Lisa, I guess, just not liking Diana and just trying to throw her under the bus, in public.
Lisa Rinna does Depends commercials back in the day. She'll do anything for a buck. She wants to stay on the show. She's trying to get her storyline. But the point is, she really did.
Yeah.
Wow, wear these diapers and da-da-da, Okay, so this is back from 2012. CrazyDaysAndNights.net. That's where all the celebrity blinds are, people.
.net. That's how you know it's OG.
This is OG.
.net.
People look at, Des Moines. That's okay. CrazyDaysAndNights.net is where all the real blinds have been for decades. And it's like the gossip girl of Hollywood and the political world, might I add. And the guy goes by entertainment lawyer. And he gets all of these tips, all of this information. This is back in 2012. I am a former personal friend of a woman named Diana Jenkins. And remember, 2012, she's not a housewife for 10 more years from now. Doubt you know her, but she's the Rosetta Stone of every scandal and perversion from Hollywood all over the globe. She's an uber wealthy divorcee whose husband ran UK's Barclays bank, and she ran the Arab investors for the bank. She's running a high-class call girl, party girl ring for Arabs, Wall Street, DC, royals, and Hollywood elites. She's also a major philanthropist, art supporter, political donor, and social hostess to everyone. Her best Hollywood pals include blah, 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 and her little pet named Hayden. Obviously talking about Hayden Panattiere. So anyways.
Wait, hold on a second, though.
I can show you the actual article.
No, but I find this... Okay, I'm going to point something out that's not going to be very PC.
Ooh,
oh, no.
Jump on board.
No, I'm kidding. Because it says for Arabs. But, every single person named there, I don't know if all of them, but, Sean Penn, Ari Emanuel.
Ari Emanuel?
Yeah, those are Jews.
Okay.
So I'm saying, why did it say Arabs? There are no Arabs on that list.
I have some Arabs that we're going to be getting into.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay, because nobody on there is an Arab.
Well.
Sean Penn, Clive Davis, Ari Emanuel, George Clooney, Cindy Crawford.
Yes, but either is the, it also says the Royals, DC. It's naming the different groups that she's, running this high-class ring to. So what's interesting when it comes to Arabs is in the book, along with Hayden Panettiere, you also had, who was 18 years at the time, barely legal, you also had Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes. Other child actresses that, as we all know, kind of went off the rails, partying, right? Amanda Bynes hasn't really recovered from that. But Lindsay Lohan, after her party girl stage, ended up marrying an Arab who happens to be directly linked to Diana Jenkins' ex-husband, Roger Jenkins, known as Roger the Dodger Jenkins, who ran Barclays Bank specifically for all of the high net worth Arab individuals. And Batter's professional background overlaps with that same international banking wealth management world in which Roger Jenkins is involved. And what I'm starting to think is that Diana Jenkins may have been running a like it alleged on Crazy Days and Nights, a high-class prostitution ring, but she also might be a connector of people.
Yeah.
Like a matchmaker to these uber wealthy or uber connected people.
A sex trafficker.
And by the
allegedly.
way, there are a million blinds of Lindsay Lohan, who people believe to be Diana Jenkins, and Dubai, which is interesting.
Wait, there's many blinds connecting. Say that again.
Diana Jenkins and Lindsay Lohan in Dubai together.
Oh, okay. They're hanging out.
Yeah, they're hanging out. But of course, Lindsay Lohan was in the book. There's many pictures of her with Diana Jenkins, just like her and Hayden Panattiere. It's no question there. Diana Jenkins also, like I said, had Amanda Bynes in the book. Amanda Bynes obviously was in that Nickelodeon documentary with Dan Schneider. Here's that famous picture of her, very underage, 14 years old, in the hot tub with Dan Schneider. That disgusting, another alleged pedo creep. And what's weird about, the connection with Lindsay Lohan and Hayden Panettiere and Amanda Bynes and the Nickelodeon thing is that Diana Jenkins happens to be engaged for over 10 years now to a child actor that acted with all of them, Asher Monroe. This is her fiance. They met when he was, I think, 19 and she was 43.
Wow.
After she divorced Roger the Dodger Jenkins. And he was in Zoe 101, who happens to be produced by Dan Schneider, which just kind of shows, the depths in which her network goes with this child acting world.
I mean, so she's almost using those connections as like sourcing for her, I don't know what you call this, but roster.
Allegedly.
I thought we didn't have to say that anymore.
I know. I just wanted to. I wanted to be you for a day.
Right, that's kind of what.
Weird.
Well, it's weird. I mean, I think it's weird in the sense that like this is like kind of demonic, satanic kind of stuff, but I don't think it's weird in the sense that this happened. Like it seems very plausible that this was going on, and she's using her connections with the finance world, and she's using her connections with the entertainment world to kind of blend the two together to provide services, quote unquote.
It just. You were worth $300 million. You have article after article written about you being this philanthropist, this socialite. You know everybody. It just gave Ghislaine Maxwell vibes to me because that was the exact same story with Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, Ghislaine had another layer on top of that her father was like a British/Israeli double agent super spy, allegedly, as well. So there was already some weird things to begin with.
And when it comes to Diana Jenkins, she was basically a Bosnia refugee. And in the time that she was 18, years old, it was known that in that area, human trafficking became a really, really big deal. So is it possible, it's a known thing that a lot of people that are sexually abused or are trafficked then could get involved in that business. And so if Diana is the one that became the trusted mother figure to Hayden Panettiere and then put her in the room with James Blunt or whoever it was, like it was nothing. How do you do that? How do you come to that point? Do you come to that point because maybe that happened to you?
You're saying she was
who knows
potentially trafficked when she was young.
I just don't know how you would be able to consciously do that unless you had some sort of a dark background.
Well, you're a sociopath. People who don't have any human emotion. They seem normal. It's like a Ted Bundy situation. They seem very down to earth, very well spoken, communicative, gives off empathy, but then at the end of the day, they do these kind of inhumane things.
So,
and also, speaking of the Bosnia territory, it just reminded me really quick, of another lady, alleged honeypot, who went over there, did some potential, child operations, I would say, orphanage activity over there. You know who I'm talking about.
Are you talking about Erica Kirk?
Yeah, I'm talking about Erica Kirk.
Well, I'm not good at geography. Is that close to Bosnia?
I think it's got to be not that far. Okay, let me just double check. Goddamn. Bosnia.
But look, we can connect them because all roads seem to lead to Bravo. Because now you have a ex-Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, involved in all of this. Erica Kirk was on Summer House. Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail with a Salt Lake City housewife, Jen Shaw. And Elle Macpherson The model, I found a clip of her last night on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen being asked about, Trump, her dinner with Trump, who happened to date Diana Jenkins' ex-husband. We're going to get into all this, ladies and gentlemen.
So very close, I have to say. Look at this.
Okay.
Right next to each other.
A 12-hour and 15-minute drive, ladies and gentlemen.
That's nothing.
Only crossing through Hungary.
No, yeah. You want to start pronouncing some of these countries? No.
That's the only one I can pronounce. I told James at the beginning of the show, I go, there's going to be a lot of mispronunciation today.
All right, so
anyways.
all those we're going to break this down, right?
Well, I want to just continue on with the Jeffrey Epstein vibes I was getting.
Okay, all right.
And play this little slideshow that I have prepared for everybody. I found this picture of, click, there we go. I found this pticture with Hayden Panattiere, Diana Jenkins.
That's Diana Jenkins?
Yes.
Why does she look different?
She looks very different.
That looks like a completely different person than the clip that we watched.
Well, this is many years before. She's much younger here.
She's much younger in this picture.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, she is. Anyways, it's Hayden Panattiere, Diana Jenkins, and a very famous photographer named Patrick Demarchelier.
The guy on the right.
Yes, which I actually think I got that right, Demarchelier. Yes. I had to pronounce that 100 times before I could do my video on this. Patrick Demarchelier, interestingly enough, is mentioned in the DOJ Epstein files over 36 times. Mm-hmm. Not directly connected to Jeffrey Epstein, but by one connection, because he just happens to be besties and the personal photographer for Jean-Luc Brunel, who you may have heard of.
Jean-Luc Brunel.
Who is the head of MC2 Model Management, which was funded by Epstein. And of course, there are a lot of people that have made comments that Jean-Luc Brunel was trafficking women, actually girls, to Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, Candace Owens has said on her show before that Jean-Luc Brunel gave Epstein a pair of 14-year-old twins for his birthday. You can look that up.
Wow.
So here is Jean-Luc Brunel with a bunch of women behind him. Here he is with Epstein. He clearly likes the color yellow. And he is on the plane here with
G-Max.
Ghislaine Maxwell. Well, what's interesting is that Ghislaine Maxwell's number 2 is a woman named Sarah Kellen. And Sarah Kellen was basically the recruiter of these women for Ghislaine. She would go out in the street, she'd meet these women, she'd bring them to Ghislaine, and then Ghislaine would bring them to Epstein. And this year, in May of 2026, she testified in a closed-door House Oversight Committee interview that Patrick Demarchelier, who's in that picture with Diana Jenkins, is a creep. And that when he was taking her photo, he tried to expose himself to her back in 2002. Well, Patrick Demarchelier happened to be photographing Hayden Panattiere in Teen Vogue back in 2008, right around the time that she was on that yacht. And it just seems like there's a French connection here, which Candace Owens has brought up a lot of times in her investigation of Brigitte Macron and Emmanuel Macron, basically saying that there is this like pedo culture in France. And of course, when Hayden Panattiere was on that super yacht with Diana Jenkins and James Blunt, they were where? In the French Riviera. Now, what's weird is that when Jean-Luc Brunel was in jail, detained, facing charges of child rape and other sexual offenses, he ended up hanging himself, similar to Epstein, in jail. Official stories that he died of suicide. And then about 35 days later, just to tie up all these loose ends, weirdly, a very healthy Patrick Demarchelier, the photographer, died, and no cause of death was ever publicly specified.
Wow. No cause of death specified.
So
you think that was potentially something where, okay, why did they have to get rid of one of these or all of these people in a row like that? Were they talking?
I think all the Epstein people ended up.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, Ghislaine's alive.
Is she?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
you're thinking it's a body double right now in there, or what?
You can't tell me that puff face is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Look,
and
people
are like,
puff
she
up.
gained weight.
Yeah.
No, it's a different nose, a different chin. It's like the Biden body double. You're not going to tell me his eye color changed. Sorry, I'm not falling for it. So, Diana Jenkins knew Patrick. Mm-hmm. Now, I can't claim that Diana Jenkins knew Jeffrey Epstein. But even if I Google this right now, or if I...
Is Diana Jenkins in the Epstein files?
No.
She's not mentioned at all.
No, but there are rumors that she was in a picture with President Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. But she's addressed this many times, and she said, that's not me, that's another blonde model. This is where a lot of her lawsuits come from. So I do these 2 stories about her.
Yep.
And next thing you know, she deletes her Instagram account. But you want to know what's so funny? I had a feeling she was going to do that. So I went through on Friday her Instagram account, and I archived, I'd say 75% of her photos.
You just went back and just scrolled.
Oh, yeah.
And wait, did you go back to the first thing? Did she really only have 144 followers?
This was just for the account's gone. You can't find it now.
It's
gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. But no, I went all the way back. By the way, I did this on my anniversary trip. So nice for my husband. I'm like, hold on, I'll be there in a second.
Well, look, good thing you did that.
Good thing I did that. A lot of weird pictures.
So what do we find?
Pictures of her with celebrities. I will say Neil Patrick Harris is
Not
like
shocking.
one of her BFFs. There's been whispers about him doing deals with other child molesters in Hollywood, but we're going to save that for another show. She's got pictures of Chris Brown on her private jet. She's got pictures with the Kardashians. That's her daughter with the Kardashians. She's got pictures with Tyga. She's got pictures with Perez Hilton, who we know just bloodied himself on TikTok. Had to add that one in there because it's current. With the Pope.
With the Pope as well.
The Pope. I could go down so many rabbit holes. The tin heads are going nuts over this. And then pictures of a bunch of people I don't know. But like, who are these people? We have to go through it. Pictures of yachts. Pictures of private jets. And then pictures of herself as a child where she writes things like, hey, little one, stay strong. Lamb will die. Car will burn. Life will get hard, but you will be fine. You will become Diana. And of course, Diana is a second name, kind of like J.D. Vance. Her first name from Bosnia was Sanella.
She changed her name.
I don't know if Diana was a middle name, but Diana is her name now, which is interesting because she says, you will become Diana. And that's what I want to know. Who is Diana?
Well, it's a character that she created, apparently. So her maiden name, or not maiden, but her original born name was Sanella Diana Katic. I don't know if I'm saying this right. This is Bosnian. So maybe Diana is like the anglicized version of Diana.
And so it's like, are you working for...
So it's not quite J.D. Vance, because J.D. Vance changed his name like 3 times.
No, I just,
But...
in jest.
Which is also like, if you change your name 3 times, I'm not voting for you.
No.
Sorry.
Right. Something weird going on.
Something weird going on.
But either way, a lot of people believe you're not going to delete your Instagram if you have nothing to hide. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well, some people delete it because they don't want to be harassed. That's what they say.
Yeah, it's interesting because no one really would know of this book if it wasn't for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I mean, people would know of it. By the way, the book is now not for sale, except unless you want to buy it on eBay.
They're not printing any more copies.
No, but I almost bought it over the weekend for $600.
Oh my God.
That was a deal, and they took it off of Amazon. And I told my husband, I go, big mistake. I should have bought it because now it's only selling on eBay for minimum 9 G's.
9 G's? You could have got one $600?
God!
That would have been, what an investment.
I always miss out on these opportunities. I listen to other people. No, don't do it. No, don't do it. Anyways.
You should have definitely bought it for a piece of history right there. And then now you have evidence in case they decide to remove all this from the internet.
I
You're
got
like, here's a
access-
hard copy book.
I know.
Because especially nowadays, right? Even if it's online, I know you have some digital copy of it.
Yes.
But you never know nowadays with the AI, this and that. It's really hard to identify whether or not it's legit or, or has been faked. So like a hard copy physical book, there's nothing more valuable than that going forward.
I agree. And
especially one printed before AI,
Look.
And sorry, I don't want to pile on. I don't want to pile on to the bad decision that you made.
No. Look it. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But I thought I uploaded the photo on here, and if I didn't, now you're going to be blamed for this. But, my camera's very blurry. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, what's happening here? It's focusing on your microphone.
Even for me, that was too blurry. What's interesting is, who's in the book is her ex.
Roger Jenkins?
I'm not her ex. Hayden's
ex.
Who, the father of her baby.
The Ukrainian
yes.
boxer.
And I uploaded this picture, but I thought I put it in here, but I don't see it.
I didn't touch the spreadsheet. I did not move it. Are you going to blame me for removing it?
I'm going to airdrop it to you so you can put it in put it in really quick.
Yeah.
But Hayden and him actually met because of this book.
Wait, Hayden met her ex, the Ukrainian boxer guy, because they met on like some photo shoot because of this book?
Because of Room 23.
Wow.
Where, by the way, the picture of him has a black eye. And we know she was beaten around. I know he's a boxer, but...
He's a boxer. But isn't like a black eye some kind of ritualistic whatever, something? Wrong computer.
Well, how can I get this on?
You got to get it to this baby. Get it to the MacBook. There, I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay. Anyways, I think it's interesting that Lindsay Lohan ended up with the Arab banking guy. Hayden, they're all connected, it seems like, through Jenkins, allegedly. It's just very strange, the whole thing.
Yeah.
There is an Epstein, connection there. Hacker22 said, Ukraine, another major trafficking hub. So look, while you put that in there, that picture, we've gotten 2 more super chats. One from our favorite cougar, Sweet Sassy Belle.
Let's go.
Transformation of America by Kathy O'Brien. She was trafficked to presidents and heads of state under Project Monarch. Also filmed doing animals, SE acts, and hunted by these men. Reminds me of Erica Kay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Crazy. Thank you so much for the super chat. And another one from Mountain Star Studio 5289. Thank you so much for being here. Dani's knowledge of Bravo, etc. is over the target and on point. Scripted and stage reality TV series. Sign up the dirt. Keep deep digging. Thank you so much.
That's true. There's nobody more knowledgeable about the Bravo verse than you. You should be invited to BravoCon. Although they might not want you there because you're exposing all of them.
No, but Heather McDonald and I follow each other. Mm-hmm. And I did reach out to Heather McDonald about Diana Jenkins because I think they're, know each other and ghosted.
Wow. Well, not ghosted because you were never chatting with her, right? Or did
I
you?
was.
Oh, you were.
I've chatted with her about other things.
Okay, so
this wasn't a cold we had chatted before. Oh,
okay. So this wasn't just like the first reach out.
But I also don't blame her because look at all these women. They all know about Diana Jenkins. I guarantee these women in these Hollywood circles know more than I can even dig up and find, although I think I'm doing a decent job.
Yeah.
With Patrick DeMarchelier. Okay.
So what is your theory on his involvement? Because he's a photographer. So he's there and he sees everything. Was he going to spill the beans?
I think who knows, could have had pictures of stuff.
Well, he definitely had pictures of stuff.
But
was he
not stuff for Vogue?
Okay, but what I'm saying is, was there something where
What if
he
he
was
was
like
the one that
gonna
took
release
the pictures of the 14-year-old? Who knows? Oh, I don't want to get in trouble. Jean-Luc Brunel's on trial.
Like, was he working?
I'm gonna go get immunity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was there something like that going on?
I mean, could be. But the Diana Jenkins thing is really so interesting to me because of the connections to her ex-husband, Roger the Dodger Jenkins, and that's how you and I were able to connect him to Jared Kushner, which just blows this whole thing up even more. But
before we get to that, you want to play your or show your thing?
Thank you. God. I would have just breezed right past this. Look at this.
All right, zoom in on that if you can. It's a little small.
Oh,
Nope,
why does
wrong.
it go opposite? Oh, it made this big with the, oh my God. I feel like I'm in Alice Wonderland and I ate the cookie that makes it small and big. How do I get out of this now? Oh, I'm going the opposite way. Vladimir Klitschko.
Yep.
First time I nailed it.
Yeah. Oh, this is his.
This was his picture in Room 23, the book, with Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill, the singer? Rapper?
It doesn't look like that Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, it's not that Lauryn
She
Hill.
looks a little white.
Yeah, no, that's what I was. Well, because it's so small, I can't
And
hardly
Lauryn
see.
Hill ain't a fan of that. Anyways, that's how they met. Hayden Panattiere and her future baby daddy who got custody. And also, you know, there's all these stories that they were involved in CIA stuff. And I guess when the takeover of Ukraine, the coup of Ukraine was happening in 2013, him and Hayden were giving a speech in Ukraine. I don't know. There's weird stuff. I haven't gone down that rabbit hole, just saying. It's weird that under Diana Jenkins, they met.
Yes. Okay, so are we ready to tie together now the revelation we had yesterday on our call where you were talking about Diana, I was talking about Jared, and you kind of just asked the question, like, could they be somehow related or interlinked? Like, do these stories cross paths? And
Oh, I need you to put this
we
in
definitely
that one.
we definitely found something. So do you want to? Okay, so we kind of already talked about Roger Jenkins. I don't know. You kind of already said, hey, he's the Barclays banker guy. Do we want to go into just his background a little bit more before we jump into Kushner, the Kushner connection?
So the interesting thing with Roger, don't put this on yet because I don't know, but the interesting thing with Roger Jenkins and Diana Jenkins is that in 2008, when we had the financial collapse, this is heavily publicized. There's a New York Times article I can't get into right now, but if you wanted to use that website to put it in, feel free. But Roger credits Diana Jenkins for introducing her to HBJ, the Qatari royals. Apparently, his wife wanted to be friends with Diana Jenkins. And so for years, she was curating and watering this relationship. And so when the financial collapse happened in 2008, instead of the UK banks bailing out Barclays Bank, Roger the Dodger Jenkins, Diana's ex-husband, went to HBJ and got bailed out by him.
Wait, I don't see the article.
Oh, it's in our production notes. Under Diana Connection.
Okay.
So I just find that really interesting because, of course, who got a private jet last year gifted from the HBJ family? Donald Trump. And then you and I found out that Jared Kushner is, you know, this is just to prove that it's...
All right, so this is the New York Times article
showing that Diana Jenkins was the one that connected her husband, Roger Jenkins, to the HBJ family.
Okay, what does it say here? So, friendship paying off for the British banking giant. Mr. Jenkins, who runs the hugely profitable tax arbitrage unit of Barclays, is believed to be one of London's highest paid bankers. Could be in line for his biggest payday yet. He was the matchmaker between the British banking giant, that's Barclays, and Middle East investors who put $5.8 billion into Barclays.
Yes.
Okay, so Jenkins is a high-profile banker at Barclays.
Yes. And he talks about here in the article that Mr. Jenkins was connected to HBJ. I'm not going to even try to say his name.
Okay.
Okay, the Sheikh.
The Sheikh, Hamad bin Yassim Al Thani.
There you go. Who gifted Trump the $400 million
Yes.
jet last year. Through his wife in 2006, Sanella Diana Jenkins, on a yacht.
And this article was 2008, so it was before she adopted fully Diana Jenkins. She was still Sanella Diana Jenkins.
Interesting. So, anyways, it's just crazy. You know, to create the parallel with the Epsteins, right?
Yeah.
Jeffrey was the tax guy,
Yeah.
right? Peter Thiel went on Joe Rogan. He taught me all the tax loopholes.
Yeah.
And now you have in the UK side, Roger the Dodger Jenkins, you know, doing the same, got connected. And then you and I were on the call yesterday.
Yes. We were on the call because I was discussing the Jared Kushner.
Takeover.
I was digging into all the Jared Kushner stuff.
Yes.
And this is a story that they don't really talk about nowadays, but the Kushners made this huge deal in Manhattan at 666 Fifth Avenue. Yes. They bought a building in Manhattan called 666 Fifth Avenue, a skyscraper. This is the article here. This is from 2018. But they bought it in, I think, 2007 was when they bought this building. Okay, it was one of the largest real estate deals at the time. I think it was a $1.8 billion deal. And it almost immediately, right afterwards, financial crisis. They're in huge debt because they bought it with most of the $1.8 billion was financed through debt through, would you believe it or not, Barclays Bank.
The same division that Roger the Dodger Jenkins was running.
Right.
So then we're like, holy. First of all, you know, I'm always in the clouds, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm compared to you. You're
Yes.
more grounded, and I'm like, well, I'm either up above or down below.
Well, I remember yesterday I was sitting on the call with you, and you were like, "This is the connection," and I'm just staring at the article. I'm like, "This can't be." I was for 5 minutes, right? I was just like, "This can't be."
Before that, I go, "There's got to be a connection." You're like,
Yeah.
"There's no connection. There's no connection." I go, "Well, who funded the 666 thing?"
Yeah.
And then I'm like, "It's Barclays." And then you literally were on the call like this, reading an article. You're like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like arrogant. I was
Yeah.
like, I told you I'm vibrating high right now. I'm in touch with this stuff. And then later it hit me and I texted you. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe that. This is fucking crazy. Like it actually is.
So then the implication here, there's a lot of things with the 666 deal because
Well, first of all, who would buy something with 666 in the title? We talked about this
Yeah.
yesterday. I would never touch it. I told you the perfect temperature in my house at night would be 66, but I refuse to put it on that.
and there's only 2 sixes in that
Yeah,
situation.
and I only do 67 or 65.
Yeah.
And then I'm a little too hot or a little too cold, but I go for it because I don't want that number on my thermostat.
Yeah.
So it's weird that they would even go after that property. And of course, in Fifth Avenue, that's Donald Trump's territory.
I mean, it is a prime location. Not gonna, you know, that it seems like a good idea.
But
I guess,
we know
but it
the
was
Chinese wouldn't buy it.
the Chinese wouldn't buy it. They had other deals that were lined up, and eventually, then to bring it back to the Qatar connection, they were the ones. So it was a huge loss. They were basically about to go bankrupt. Like the entire Kushner, like real estate empire was about to go kabloom, and then the Qataris came in to
Again.
save the deal, which once again ties back to the point that you made earlier with the
HBJ.
yes HBJ. That's right.
Uh-oh.
Here I can.
So are they all connected because they're just the richest, most powerful people? Here I'm helping you. People had a complaint about your computer being in my shot last week. There, guys. Are they just all like the most high powerful people? Are they just like in a friend group that, you know what I mean? For the rich and famous, or
is there something more going on? At least with Jared, why did he show up when he showed up into the Trump orbit?
which was 2007 with Ivanka, the same
Yes.
time this deal was going on, which is interesting.
And people, because people were pointing out to me like, hey, this is way before Donald Trump was even running for president. Like, why would they be doing this plot? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
But Trump's business is real estate in New York. This is on Fifth Ave. You're telling me a diamond person introduced them? I don't know.
Diamond Moishe Lax. Yes, if you want to put up a picture of Moishe Lax.
I used that on my hardwood floors last week.
What?
More shellax. Shined them up perfectly.
But anyway, actually, before we get to that, let's finish off we're jumping all over. Let's finish off the Kushner with the Qatar link. Go down a little bit. Yes, the company controlled by the family of the White House advisor, Jared Kushner, is close to receiving a bailout of its troubled flagship building by a company with financial ties to the government of Qatar. That's the HJB, or what is it again?
HBJ.
HBJ, yes. So it kind of like goes full circle.
I think it goes even more full circle, to be honest with you, because there was that Tucker Carlson episode that he did with Ian Carroll, talking about how this family may have been involved with the Las Vegas shooting, or someone was after. We need to get Ian Carroll on to really explode this whole thing.
Well, the Las Vegas shooting, I did see that, and I've dug into the Las Vegas shooting. That was actually with Saudi Arabia, not Qatar, based on my knowledge. It's actually Mohammed bin Salman.
Oh, they're
MBS.
Okay, MBS, HBS. Okay, I got it confused.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that was the theory there behind the Las Vegas shooting. It was supposed to be some kind of assassination plot of
my apologies.
The Saudis, and then
my brain can only keep so many acronyms for so long. Okay, we're continuing.
MBS,
Sorry.
Yeah. So that's not necessarily related.
Wrong chic.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, we don't need to get into all the details of the real estate deal, but it's a company called Brookfield Asset Management, which is a Canadian asset management company, but largely funded by the Qataris.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there might be something even more there as well.
Probably.
Yeah. So I haven't dug even deep enough into that particular asset management company, but it's interesting that the initial deal was funded by Barclays, Roger Jenkins' division, allegedly, and now
it is the investment division,
and then now it's being taken over by the Qataris. And there was, and this might be tangential to the story, but a lot of the money that Jared Kushner received in his investment portfolio, I can't remember the name, I think it's called Affinity Partners, comes from Qatar, and he funneled that money into Israeli tech and defense companies. To go full circle with that piece of, the story is that a lot of people say, well, how is he, why is Jared, because they're like, how is he a Mossad agent if he's taking all this money from the Qataris? So I'm like, well, he's funneling all that money from Qatar into Israeli interests. So then they basically linked him together in that way, where now Qatar doesn't, their financial incentive isn't to destroy Israel. It's now, well, we need Israel to succeed in order to get our money back. So that's how you basically tie these Gulf states, who historically have not had very close relationships with Israel because of the things they've done in other Arab countries, to then now they're all interlinked through this like financial sort of conglomeration.
And just like the rich and powerful, right? It seems.
Well, you have a bunch of these, because all the Gulf nations are dictatorships. They're all run by various sheiks and royalty, So then they infiltrate these guys' basically infrastructure, the sovereign wealth funds, and they say, well, invest it in this, we can make a lot of money, and that money then gets channeled towards all of these like various Zionist
Some
entities.
might call that laundering.
Well, I don't know if I don't think it's laundering necessarily in the strictest definition of the word.
Yes.
But it's commingling of money.
Yes.
That ties together all these people's interests.
Oh, it's me.
Oh,
now?
no, sorry. I thought you were going to say something. No, so then
I'm letting you.
What was it? Okay, so we had a thought. Oh yeah, Moishe Lax, right? So this is the person, if you want to click on Moishe Lax.
The best hardwood
yes.
floor cleaner out there.
Moishe Lax, this is the person who introduced Jared Kushner to Ivanka Trump in 2007. Let's blow up this picture here. I mean, could a person look more like a Moishe Lax?
He looks like he would be selling hardwood floors.
Well, he's a diamond merchant.
No, I know. I just think my joke is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm
You're cracking up at your own jokes.
Sometimes I crack myself up. Moshe Lex.
Yeah. So then if you tie together Jared Kushner into this whole thing, so introduced to Ivanka by this guy, Moshe Lex, he says, we can't do this because she's not Jewish. Okay. And then so she converts to Judaism. There's actually a clip. I should have put it in here. I don't have that clip, but she's talking about how, I mean, this is a lady who's raised Protestant based on my understanding. And she's talking about how this is like, just feels the right thing. And just on and on and on about it. But before that, though, in terms of the connection, so that I was looking at last week, I mean, all this stuff is like so crazy. It's like you can't even make this stuff up when you tell people, for example, oh yeah, Jared Kushner, family friends with Netanyahu. He comes over all the time when he was young, sleeping over at his house on his bed. Like if you click on that BB sleepover article, right? This is from the Jerusalem Post. When Netanyahu slept at the Kushners, media tales of Trump's Jewish confidants. I mean, they're like openly bragging about this kind of stuff.
Yikes. Crazy. Are you waiting for me to go down?
Yes.
I was looking at the pictures. Sorry.
Yes, Netanyahu has long been a friend of the Kushners, particularly Jared's dad, Charles Kushner, a major donor to pro-Israel and Jewish causes. Right, that line on top. Jared Kushner once lent Benjamin Netanyahu his bed. Look at all these pop-ups from this Israeli news company.
They're like, we got him.
Yeah. One time, Cantor reports she didn't specify when Jared gave up his bed and moved to the basement so Netanyahu could spend the night at their home in Livingston, New Jersey. Mm. Okay, and then speaking of Charles Kushner, he's Jared's dad. Mm-hmm. And what I found, another crazy thing that happened is that he was in trouble around this time. I think it was like 2004, 2006. Got in trouble for tax evasion. Let me find the specific
charge. And who
charge.
helped him? Roger?
No. So that would be a crazy situation. Let me just double check. I just want to get the charges right. It's tax evasion, illegal campaign contributions, and witness tampering. So this all comes together because his brother-in-law and his sister were cooperating with the feds, with Chris Christie at the time, who was
Biggie?
Yes, who was the district
Biggie.
Yes, he was the U.S. attorney for New Jersey at the time.
Wow.
And so he was prosecuting the Kushners, but Charles, what he did, he didn't want his family to testify. So then he hired a prostitute to seduce his brother-in-law and brought him to a roadside motel where he had cameras rigged. Okay, so then they got this tape of them doing whatever, and he sent it to his sister at a family party to like basically threaten her into silence. Didn't work. Okay, did not work. She turned the tape over to the feds, and that's why he has also witness tampering charges as well.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then eventually he does get pardoned by Trump when he becomes president. Jared Kushner lobbies for the pardon of his father, but Chris Christie was on a podcast a few years ago, and he was asked about this because Chris Christie.
So Chris, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to slow down for my brain.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm hearing this. I might have to hold my stuffed animal while I ask these questions. Chris Christie was going to prosecute, or did prosecute, Charles Kushner.
Yes.
And then Charles tried to get the blackmail honeypot situation, but it failed. So Chris Christie put him away. And then you have all these memes and jokes that Donald Trump makes about Chris Christie. The drones airdropping donuts in McDonald's. You've seen these.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of funny.
During when they ran for president in 2016. Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because it's like, you ain't skinny. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's deep, long-stemmed drama between families.
Yes.
Because that's his son-in-law, Trump's son-in-law.
It is.
Father-in-law.
So this is how the story goes of how Jared Kushner got his way into the administration, because Chris Christie was actually going to be the head of Trump's transition team when he got elected president.
When, 2016?
2016. 2015 going into 2016. Yeah. Trump wanted Chris Christie. And then Jared Kushner goes in and says, no, this guy prosecuted my father. And he said something along the lines of like, this was a family affair. It should have been handled by the rabbis. Literally. So in front of Trump, allegedly, like this is what Christie said, in front of Trump and him. They're all in the room together. Jared's like, this guy's out, basically.
Which I will say, if it was my family, right, and someone tried to put one of my family members away, there is a loyalty there, right? Depending on what the charges are. We're talking about tax evasion.
Yes.
Right? Charles Kushner is not being charged with child molestation.
Well, he's being...
I'm just saying.
Soliciting prostitution for his brother-in-law.
I'm just saying I could see... Well, yeah, that gets a little murky. But I'm just saying I could see, on a low level,
Yeah.
if somebody said, oh, my side of the family, like if somebody came to Trump and said, your son-in-law said, well, they put my dad in jail. I could see Trump being like, you're right. I'm not letting him in my cabinet, right? Because it's like the loyalty, the family thing. And then that's how things maybe started.
Yes, but then the geopolitical implications, you're talking about the family drama.
Yes.
But the political implication is from then moving forward, Jared is in charge of Trump.
100%.
No more other voices in there. So he's basically running the ship at that point.
I mean, look.
Driving the boat. These are all wrong idioms.
Driving the yacht.
Driving the yacht, yeah. But if you want to play that, it's actually a hilarious clip.
Here?
Yeah, the one right there of Chris Christie talking about this. If you guys
that Trump was naming me,
this.
he went into Trump's office and said, you can't do this, and made the argument against me in front of me.
In front of you?
Oh, yeah.
And what was the argument?
I'm immoral, I'm a bad person.
And you're sitting there.
Oh, yeah. And said that, it should have never been prosecuted. It wasn't a crime. It was something that should have been handled by the rabbis.
Oh,
because it was a family dispute.
Oh. That's going to fuel some anti-Semitism right there.
And I was thinking to myself, like, I didn't know that Title 18 of the U.S. Code was under the rabbi's jurisdiction. The day that Trump was naming me,
So that was the end of Chris Christie's political career, essentially, at the hands of Jared Kushner, who then is now, like we said, there was an Epstein, in the Epstein files, there is a FBI informant who went in and said, Jared Kushner is literally running the White House. Mm-hmm. Right? Do you remember that document or no?
I feel like Kanye West also alleged
Kanye West
that
also
too,
said this. Yes.
In a dinner that he had with Trump.
Yes.
And Jared.
Yes. Well, he came out of that dinner and says Jared basically runs the show.
He said I think the quote was that Jared is Trump's handler.
Let me see if I can find that
by
clip.
Kanye. And another, yes, I don't even know if I should bring this up, but I just didn't get the chance to. With an Epstein, since we're talking about Epstein a little bit, the Epstein connection, Jeffrey Epstein's bank connection, was this guy, Jess Staley, who ran JP Morgan. And there's all those articles.
And Barclays.
Well, not long.
And Barclays.
There you go.
Oh, sorry. All right. Oh, sorry.
There's my punchline.
My bad.
Anyways, then he goes over to Barclays right when Roger the Dodger Jenkins left. As you can see here on this little clip. While we're waiting for James to look at this Kanye clip.
I got it.
It's okay. We're going to read a couple super chats. Thank you guys so much for all of the love. All of the super chat love. This one is from El Sura 101. Hey, D&J, longtime listener, first-time chatter. As I watch the pod, Dani keeps growing on me like my crazy sister. I am unaware which one of you is the fed and trapping the other, but whoever you are, shame on you. God bless. Thank you. Well, look.
That remains to be seen who is the honeypot in this situation.
Right. I'm so glad I'm growing on you like your crazy sister. She probably knows a thing or two, just gonna say. Right, because, people were calling me, right?
The honeypot.
Well, I didn't say honeypot, but just CIA.
Yeah.
Right? But then we found out you were in the GATE program, and everything's changed since then, right? Now, and Joe Rogan alleged you could be CIA.
He did.
On air. So that actually takes me the other way. But thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. We got 2 more coming in. Mountain Star Studio 5289. Pyramid of Power. Derek Bros, symbolism of religion versus resources, fog of war, loopholes to cover up the cover-ups, Ian Carroll, top-tier talent, teacher John Cullen, info for Vegas shooting.
Derek Bros is a great investigative journalist who I actually had on my show a couple of weeks ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
He was, because he was doing this piece about AI data centers, and I was doing the stuff around AI data centers at the time. So I was like, please come on my show. He was doing a whole dig into the theory that we had, right? There are more than just data centers. I mean, I don't know about exactly what your theory you're working on right now, but my theory was that it was the data centers are being set up for mass surveillance, and there's setting up the infrastructure. You're saying it's like powering underwater cities or something like that?
Well, no, yesterday.
Yeah,
I floated something to you yesterday. That maybe these AI data centers are also funneling water to the underground bunkers of the elites, but that's a story for another day.
But why would they make it so? Why would they make it so visible? It's like, why wouldn't they just funnel the water? Why do they need the AA data centers to funnel the water?
So that they can say that that's their front. Why do money launderers need laundromats?
Why don't they just cut a direct line from the lake in?
Because then that would be too easy. It'd be caught. Okay. I can't wait to get my Candace sweatshirt that says, I can explain it to you, but I can't help you understand.
Oh, is that the sweater that you got?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I'm going to have to wear it in here from time to time. No, I'm just kidding. Mountain Star Studio 5289, review the Elliot Spitzer honeypot case history. Well,
I'm on the case.
Thank you for submitting it to the Bureau. We really appreciate it. Anyways, we got to continue.
Oh, wait. So real quick about Jess Staley, though.
Yes. If we want to pull this back up, I find that to be kind of crazy. You know, there's no like pictures of Roger the Dodger Jenkins and Jess Staley together. But like when you're a CEO of like Barclays and then the next CEO comes in, you talked about transitioning, you know, into the it's kind of like that thing, right? It's like, at the very least, you've rubbed shoulders with one another.
Of course.
Like.
100%. And he was also in the Epstein files. You talked about that, right?
Jess Staley.
Yeah.
Well, he was Epstein's banking guy at
But no, not just banking in the he's involved with underage, allegedly, touching underage women. It says right here, touching the genitals of an underage woman in Epstein's apartment, as well as also having Epstein arranged massages for Staley and Leon Black, who is another one of these figures. He was the head of Apollo, the hedge fund, also in New York at the time.
And Fitch, right?
And he also, this is another one. No, Leon Black. No, that was the other.
Okay,
Les Wexner. Yeah. But this one also says that a document references Staley leaving bloody marks on a woman's arms from his belt and calling her Tinkerbell. Do you remember this one? That was a big viral document at the time.
Actually.
Yeah.
I don't. But
and then these guys are just walking around.
Well,
free,
and I just want to say, you know, people wonder why there's overdraft fees. These motherfuckers don't care.
Yeah.
They're raping little kids and they're raping you at the ATM.
Yeah.
That's why they put him in charge. It's a cutthroat business. I remember when I was poor in college, the overdraft fees killed me.
And they were cheaper. I think they were like $25 at the time. Now they're like $100.
Well, now I think it's illegal, right?
Overdraft fees are illegal? Really?
I mean, I don't know. I don't get them anymore. Thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God. But now my problem is subscriptions.
No, overdraft fees are not illegal.
Oh.
Under federal law. You can legally charge these fees. I believe there was something with with Lena Khan at some point where she was trying to ban them, but yeah, you can. But now you have subscription issues. You have
I lose track of things.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? You're like, isn't that the be happy, own nothing, be happy thing that they're trying to do? Is like everything is now a subscription service. You don't actually own anything. That's the whole rabbit hole of that. Because now I think at some point the iPhone will become a subscription. You will not own the phone. You will subscribe to the iPhone.
Right. I'm talking about to New York Times.
Oh.
I'm not, the New World Order subscription model is that you won't own a house. You won't own a car.
Well, you rent.
Everything, yes.
Right, so you're renting. I mean, think about it. We used to go out and buy physical CDs that we own. Now you own nothing. You just are streaming this stuff.
I saw a great video of this the other day, and they said, we used to own the VHS tapes. We used to own the DVDs. Now we're renting Netflix and this and that, and it went on and on. And
you know the thing about this is, like they can like rewrite history a little bit in that people go back.
In the books.
Well, because I've seen a lot of this. You've probably much deeper in this rabbit hole of people like, hey, I watched this movie again on streaming. I feel like that scene was not the same. Like there's something that changed about this scene, and there's no way to really verify it because you're like, did I misremember kind of the Mandela effect situation where I don't know if it was my memory that was messed up or like did they actually go in? Sometimes you could see that they actually went in and revised something because of like whatever, PC. They removed, like one of my favorite shows, they removed an episode from it. It's the Nathan Fielder show from way back. What was that name? It was, what's that show called that Nathan Fielder did on
I remember you telling me about this show.
Not the rehearsal.
No, but isn't this where you thought you could become a pilot?
That was the rehearsal. Nathan for You. Have you ever seen that show, Nathan for You? Okay, so there's an episode in there.
Too busy watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
No, it's hilarious. So the premise of Nathan for You is that he's like a business consultant and he'll go to small businesses and like come up with crazy ideas to help them increase business.
Okay.
And one and some are really funny. And this one was like a really crazy one where he was like, my favorite sweater company has been like outed. Like the owner is like some kind of Holocaust denier. So he like started his own like pro like Holocaust awareness sweater company, and he went into like one of these REI stores and he like built an entire like basically he did like a recreate
of a concentration
camp. Yeah, yes.
Yikes.
as the booth. And then so that episode apparently got removed.
Well,
but I'm like, now I don't know because now people say, did that exist or did that not exist? And if I had physical copies of this,
what's missing?
It would be what?
A lot of episodes.
What?
The Alex Jones conspiracy theory show.
Well, doesn't he own all the episodes now? He could just re-upload them because he was.
It's very difficult to find.
Well, they said they were removing Charlie Kirk episodes as well after his death.
I'm sure.
Off of YouTube.
But the HAARP episode, HAARP.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with I Fell and I Can't Get Up. Isn't that H?
That's AARP.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is also not that. It's not the AARP is the old people.
I know.
Whatever. It's also a scam, by the way, which I did a whole video on. They're scamming elders, okay? They're getting them to sign up for this Medicare Advantage plan. That's all bullshit. It's actually increasing the cost. Anyway, I don't want to get into that's a whole nother rabbit hole.
Thank God it was just a joke. Anyways, continuing on. They deleted that. They deleted that episode. They deleted direct energy weapons. They deleted, I think, reptilians. A lot of the good stuff is gone. I've been able to find it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the George Zinn podcast episode.
I found the George Zinn podcast.
No.
You found
Talk about rewriting history. I found it, and I brought it to you to see if you could uncover it.
No.
Unlock it.
No, because you're like, I can't. You're like, this
Who
episode.
Who came across the episode?
You came across the episode, and you're like, there's an episode of George Zinn, but I cannot find it.
No. I can't hear it. It won't play.
No. You're like, I don't know where it is.
Bottom line is, it wasn't on your radar till I brought it to your attention.
You're right. It wasn't on my radar. You said, hey, there's this podcast episode that exists, has been removed from the internet. I can't find it. I remember this guy. You're like, I spent the last 45 minutes trying to look for it.
Right, which for me is like days.
And then I went in and found a version that somebody had archived.
Yes, true.
And posted it. Yes.
It's very similar to this episode.
But we help each other out. That's the thing.
Together, we found out the Diana Jenkins, Roger the Dodger Jenkins connection to Jared Kushner. Had it not be for us working together, there would not be that connection.
Right. And then to your point, though, this connection, is it just financial? Is it because all these people are in higher circles? Or is there more to it? Is there a geopolitical operation happening that is deliberate? That's the next step.
Well, I feel like the fact that they're all one connection away from Epstein is very sus.
Well, because Epstein was the ultimate.
And they're all in the banking world.
Yeah.
And I had somebody message me that Diana Jenkins is an asset.
Well, that's why I do believe that she's not high up enough to be the puppet master. Like, she's a lower tier. Like, there's the master of, like, I feel like puppet, you know, with the dangling, and then below these puppets are dangling other people. It's a network. It's like a pyramid scheme of puppets. And so I don't think she's that high up to be dictating the direction of where things go.
She's high up enough that she introduced the CEO of Barclays Bank, her husband, to the Qatari royals.
How does she know the Qatari royals?
Supposedly a yachting trip in Sardinia. But this is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's like, how did Epstein know these people? Some of these people just come out of nowhere, like Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's ex-husband or current boyfriend. It's very weird.
Yes.
And then you have, I just want to show a picture.
Hold on wait.
Of Roger the Dodger. Yes, you found something?
Well, no, I was going to, okay, this might go into this a little bit, but I was kind of reflecting last week. You know how we talked about James Blunt being involved in this situation
yes,
on the yacht?
I want to bring up something else.
On the yacht,
yes.
Right? And then we showed the new video that he put out with the dude in a sack.
Yes.
Okay, so then
and
the
that
lyrics.
He released. Yes, I asked you before we started filming if you looked at those lyrics. I have them here.
Yeah.
Of the new song.
Of the new song.
Yes. Have you read them?
I'm just reading them now. It's kind of wild.
It's crazy. Hey, it's just the two of us again. It's like I'm back in 2010, which.
Allegedly, this is where all the stuff happened.
Yes, this is what I've been talking about on my YouTube lives that keeps getting shut down.
Well, do you think there's a connection between that?
Well, we'll find out if it gets staticky on here.
Because I did, after my call with you yesterday, I did go look at your YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it had like a 17-minute video, but it was like 2 minutes.
I told you. They're doing something.
Yeah.
Diana Jenkins is on me.
And I've never seen that before, where the video itself says 17 minutes, but you click into it, and it's only 2 minutes. Very bizarre.
Rare, I don't have anything to say.
Yeah.
Rare. Anyways, let's look at these lyrics.
Oh, yes.
It gets really crazy at the end. I never want you to turn off the lights. I never want you to close your eyes. That's kind of like a dead analogy. Close
Is that
your
right?
eyes.
I never want you to turn off the...
I only want to see you tonight to say, your skin tastes like summer and I'm losing control. Now the dark is exploding in your colors and I can't let go. There's no saving us and that's dangerous. There's no saving us and that's dangerous. And then 2 days later...
She dead.
She dead.
Damn.
Because
we posted that video last week and people, I had a feeling people were going to say this is crazy, that, you know, because we brought up the James Blunt connection and you're like, he did it. It's him. And people said, what ludicrousness.
Well, of course, it was a great clip for the video. I didn't actually think it was him, but like, you know.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I just, you know, I just like to say things.
But now you're thinking that he is, but what about these lyrics? Now he seems to be telegraphing something.
It sounds like they're both in trouble.
Okay. Oh, yeah. He might not be high up either. He might be, like, that would put him in a compromising situation. Now they got compromat on him. Right?
Right.
In the yacht. He's not that high up either. He's just a performing artist.
Well.
And a lot of people saying that James Blunt wasn't famous. James Blunt was pretty big. I know a lot of people are too young for that now, but James Blunt was at one point like a household name.
Yeah, not in my sphere, to be honest. Just being honest. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We have a few more super chats.
Let's go.
Mountain Star Studio 5289, our number one super chatter of the day. Review the Elliot Spitzer, okay, honeypot case. I already got that one, but there's another. Who are they? They are the WEF. That's the World Economic Forum, which is started by Klaus Schwab, a real-life villain who happens to be BFFs with Bill Gates, who's turning all of our food into GMO crops. And also on his roster is Javier Milei, the president of Argentina, where Peter Thiel moved.
Speaking of which, okay, have you seen my story recently? This all kind of
about the beef. Yes.
About the beef. It's all the same characters.
It's
right?
always all the same characters.
It's all the same characters importing the beef from Argentina, and it ends up being this bad beef that is like toxic, laced with some chemical that is illegal here in the U.S. And Trump's like, we got to help out Argentina. They're dying. And I'm like, what about the farmers here? It seems like all sort of one.
Well, look, I mean, it's very obvious to me at this point.
And is it to make, so some people are like, hey, you just did a fear-mongering video that might help them in a sense, because I'm like saying, hey, this beef, you better watch out for it. And then Bill Gates can come in and say, all right, do the synthetic beef because this is the clean beef.
No, the answer is support your local farmers.
That's what I said. No, that's what I said. Support your local
the
farmer.
Answer. The answer is support your local farmer, and the answer is say no to central bank digital currency, say no to a surveillance state, stand up against these pedo elites, because the WEF agenda is 15-minute cities. It's you will own nothing and be happy, like you said, everything will be subscription model, but it's a lot bleaker than that. It's the universal income, it's AI takeover, and it's confining all of us plebes to a pig pen so that they can have all the resources and free reign over the world. Right. That's what it is.
Well, so was I accidentally doing
I think the only reason people thought that is because your title was Don't Eat Beef.
Well, I knew it was a good hook.
And it did get 6.8 million views the last I checked.
Yeah.
I do keep tabs on James's page because I'm in a secret competition with him that isn't secret.
It's not secret.
And it's not really a competition because he started his Instagram. He had a big lead on me, but
look, my TikTok got nuked, so I could never compete on the overall level.
My YouTube's getting nuked, and I haven't even started it. Yeah. Oh my God! What? Speaking of TikTok, I haven't posted since April.
What happened?
I go on the other day because I'm like, I gotta find this picture. I go on the other day, like 2 days ago, because I'm like, oh, like they invited me to some creator program, and I think you had told me, oh, this creator program is. A bunch of people are making a ton of money from it or something. Mm-hmm. I had not been on. This was my page. James is looking at it. Every video is community noted.
And these were ones previously not community noted.
Yeah, this is a screenshot.
Oh, okay. I was going to see. Wow, Lance Twiggs, the Jesus Red Cross, the Trump Jesus thing.
All of them.
Erica Kirk one. Mayor race rigged.
Well,
so these haven't so they just started striking your. But then did they? I guess. Was there any like strikes on your account, or was it just there were?
It was about to be shut down.
Okay, and you hadn't even posted.
I had not posted, and I'm like, "There's a concerted effort to get me," I'm already a conspiracy.
You should just at this point you should just archive everything, just delete it all, because. They're going to do that. They're going to go back into your old videos.
It's
and
crazy.
They're going to try to use those old videos to say, this is another strike. This is another strike.
It's just I haven't posted, so it's just insane. So.
No, the Mossad agent in there, the IDF. Okay, she's not Mossad, but she's definitely IDF.
Who?
The content moderation lead of
TikTok. Oh, I
thought
you were talking about me. I go, don't put that on me.
No, I'm saying the person who does content moderation on TikTok is IDF.
I know.
So it could be also Mossad. So they're literally going in. I think they're going and targeting people that they don't want on their platform and just striking their account.
I think they're looking at my IG. Mark Zuckerberg's like, hey, this girl's popping off. She's made a connection between Diana Jenkins and Epstein. They go, what? We're going on her page. We're striking her.
Well, you don't have any problems with Instagram, though. That's all good.
No, but look, they're all friends. Like we just said. They're all friends. In fact... Celebrity Blind, August 4th, came to my attention this morning.
Okay.
I've got people sending me information all over the place. In fact, my brother just texted me, did you see what happened in Nepal? Anyways, that was while we were filming. This Celebrity Blind... I mean,
not funny. It was a tragic situation.
No, but me and James were talking about it offline. I think HARP. Smart city. Anyways, the wealthy bookseller, you know who that is, Jeff Bezos, is making his way out to the woods this week. The CEO who wants to destroy the world, Peter Thiel, will also be there. What rituals do you think are their favorite? They're going to Bohemian Grove. They're all meeting up.
Yeah.
You know Mark Zuckerberg is going to be there. He's referred to in Crazy Days and Nights as the wealthy surfer.
Oh, is he?
Yes. Anyways, they're all talking.
Well, so what do you think about the Meta settlement? Did you hear about this?
No.
Passed this morning. Well, so they're paying like $18 billion or something like that because they have been, I guess they settled, so it didn't go to court, but they are being accused of basically targeting children and making an addictive product on, these, what do they call it? Like infinity scroll, like they'll just hook children on there.
I mean, look.
And now they're going to implement like a 2-hour time limit for kids to use.
I think it's probably good. It's funny because I was saying this to somebody the other day. Millennials, right? We're like aware of this stuff. And with our kids, we're like, no screen time, and then it goes back to our childhood when we had a sick day and it's like, was he the father? And it's Jerry Springer. So it's like, I think there's like a fair balance.
Yeah.
But I do think it's obviously addictive.
Yeah.
And actually Facebook, I just got on Facebook putting my videos on there and they said, we've restricted your page so 18-year-olds under 18 can't see it. If you want to appeal this. And I go, no. If you're under 18, you shouldn't be looking at my videos. I'm not going to go against that. 18 and up. That's where all the advertisement money is anyways. These broke-ass 16-year-olds, I don't need them watching my videos. No, I'm just kidding. But it's not healthy, right? I'm talking about child traffickers. I'm talking about, get offline. I do think it's bad for your brain.
Yeah.
Probably not good for you. And it is addictive. For sure.
That's right.
So, did you show my Roger the Dodger Jenkins?
No, I did not. Let's do this.
So after Diana, who's he dating? Elle McPherson, the model called The Body.
Well, he's got a good body.
Anyways.
But so then what's the thing? I see Qatar again.
So when he got that loan to bail out Barclays, they were saying that it was fraud. And that's why he had to step down from Barclays because he's in these huge lawsuits being sued about. That's how part of the reason he got the nickname Roger the Dodger. Because he got off on all the charges. But Diana Jenkins got pulled in and he's saying, no, she connected us and blah, blah, blah. But they were saying that there was like fraud there and, different things.
Got you.
Yes.
All right. So, and then before we jump off to Kushner as well, we're doing very out of order. I apologize about this whole thing, but go to the coincidences. I just want to make sure I cover everything. So I just listed out, this is like basically a bulleted summary of.
Wait, before we do that, just since we're covering everything.
Yeah.
There's these pictures that have been going viral, of course, of Hayden Panattiere on the boat with James Blunt. And to me, that looks a lot like Elle McPherson.
It sure does.
Anyways.
But where'd you get this photos from? Oh, this is just on.
This is the yacht in 2009 from the Cannes Film Festival.
All right, I'm going to do something that I wouldn't suggest people do, but just grok this real quick and
she
say...
She wasn't there, supposedly. I already did it.
Okay.
But I just want to say it looks like her.
Okay.
Revisionist history. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
What they're erasing. All right.
So you already tried to verify whether that she was in the area or something like that?
I did, and AI's lying to me again.
All right, so this is just a list of coincidences. I just want to make sure everything is covered. This is everything that I've looked at over the past month and a half that I was digging into Jared Kushner. So we already talked about this. Lent his bed to Benjamin Netanyahu when he was a kid, okay? Then he toured Polish concentration camps and traveled to Israel with Netanyahu in 1998.
Fun summer.
Yeah. And then he was heavily involved with the campus Chabad, a group linked to hardline theological agendas. Tucker Carlson was actually talking about this and how they might be involved in pushing the holy war with this Iran dealio, talking about how they need to rebuild the third temple. The Chabad is basically a kind of a, I don't want to say it's extremist, but I mean, they do stuff that's, community-based as well, but there's like a very much a theological teaching behind it. Anyways, Harvard, he was mentored by Alan Dershowitz, Epstein's lawyer. Okay, so there's another Epstein connection for you there right off the bat. Unsealed FBI document. This is what we brought up earlier. Kushner is Trump's real brains, quote unquote. There's also
Handler by Kanye.
Handler by Kanye. Well, I have that clip as well. We can play that in a second. And then originally introduced to Ivanka by diamond merchant Moishe Lax under a business pretext. Okay, they met at a...
In 2007, when he was buying that building on Fifth Ave, that was financed by Diana Jenkins' ex-husband.
Yes.
Husband at the time.
Yes. and had a nice meal at the Prime Grill. No longer there. Kosher steakhouse across from Trump Tower. Probably pretty good. I mean, because everybody, in my meat video yesterday, people were like, got to get kosher beef.
Honestly.
Yeah, so that's probably the way to go. Not the goy slop that's out there.
I've, in first class on the plane on some of my trips, I fancy first class. And you have to pick a meal, and I'm very picky. I've ordered kosher before.
Really?
Yes.
And what do they serve?
Well, it's all wrapped individually, but the point is not pork. And I saw your video the other day of all the pork heads being flown everywhere. So
Yeah, not good. All right, so then his father, Charles Kushner, we talked about this, hired a prostitute, installed hidden cameras to blackmail his brother-in-law. And this is also, I forgot about this little detail. Jared Kushner was initially denied top secret clearance by U.S. security officials over, quote-unquote, foreign leverage concerns before Trump overruled them.
Oh, my God.
Yes, there's actually reporting on that. And then connected the Trump campaign to mega donors like Sheldon Adelson and banking scions like Nathaniel Rothschild.
Okay, another Real Housewives of Beverly Hills connection. Kyle Richards, the grand dame of Beverly Hills Housewives, sister is Kathy Hilton, who's the mother of Paris Hilton and Nikki Hilton. The sister, Nikki Hilton, is now Rothschild.
Wow.
Anyways, continue on.
Crazy. And then we recently talked about this, the $1.4 billion resort, quote unquote, that they're building in that Albanian island, Sezan Island, that also happens to be a former Soviet military base. They allegedly, right, Ivanka and Jared swam to the island. They walked barefoot to the top. They thought it was just so so beautiful.
I mean, people need to, they need to hire me. Okay, I'm not going to say your bare ass, uncalloused feet are walking to the top of an island. I'm going to at least make it believable for people.
Well, she said that was coming straight from the horse's mouth. Remember that clip we saw?
It's never coming straight from the horse's mouth.
Well, it was from Ivanka said this on the podcast.
I know, but they're all, before they do these podcasts and in these interviews, they have people saying, say this story.
Yeah.
It sounds relatable.
Interesting.
I'm grabbing a pair of sandals. I would never say you walk barefoot. Never.
And then if you go back and look at Trump's political positions, he was actually kind of not for Israel for much of his career.
And there's a lot of interviews with him.
Yes. That he's criticizing the Jewish money, and he's like, I don't want to take your money. You're controlling. He was hammering Marco Rubio for taking money from Israel. Anyways, so after he gets into power, though, Jared Kushner becomes his top strategic advisor in the Middle East. So he's doing stuff. This is in his first term. Moved the embassy to Jerusalem, which is what the Israelis wanted. Recognition of the Golan Heights, which is a territory that was disputed, but now it's under Israeli sovereignty. And that was apparently after like a 20-minute history lesson from Jared. He's like, this is why this is Israeli. And after 20 minutes, he's like, yeah, let's do it.
Because he's like me. He's like, I can't listen anymore.
Yeah. And then the Abraham Accords, that is the normalization of relationship between the Gulf countries as well as Morocco with Israel. That was Jared Kushner. So you could say he did a lot for Israel. That's certainly true.
Well, and a lot of people would argue that's also peaceful, right? To have all the countries get along.
Yes.
Israel benefits, but there's that other view, just bringing that up.
That's true. But the other view is that they completely neglected the Palestinian rights.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then this one, too.
So that they could build their resort.
Saudi money, $2 billion as well. Rerouted to Israeli defense.
Now we can bring in Ian Carroll.
Now we can talk about the Vegas
shooting,
which was very bizarre. And then now he's pitching Gaza, right, at the WEF to turn it into a Mediterranean resort hub. And then Trump reversed his 2015 anti-foreign lobby stance after Kushner became his political gatekeeper.
There's a lot there.
There's a lot there, yeah.
I mean, it seems to be never ending, and I told you at the very beginning of this episode, and actually last night, I go, I'm too deep, right? Sometimes you go too deep down a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I go, let's hope this episode goes good, because there's so many pieces that it's hard to sometimes make your way through and know what matters and what doesn't.
Yes.
Right?
Because it could be just interesting connections here and there that maybe isn't the point of it, but it's like a little side.
Well, and it's like
quest,
the book
a side quest,
and it's like the book Room 23, right? George Clooney's in that book. James Blunt's in the book. All of these people are in the book. I don't think they were all being trafficked if that was a catalog for trafficking. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have to pepper in some regular shit so that you can hide the operation.
Right.
Like I brought up laundromats.
That's why we need that Room 23 book. We got to get that OG
Too late.
book. No, I'm just kidding.
We got some super chats.
All right. Before that, real quick, though, just to tie together, because I don't want people to think that this is just simply a Trump issue, that Jared Kushner is a unique, scion on the right. He's also now penetrating the left, because the expectation here...
Well, there are no sides.
Yeah, the expectation here is that the Democrats are going to win the majority of the seats in the House, at the very least, potentially the Senate in the midterms. They would potentially take power from that perspective. But reported the other day, if you go to the meeting, that Jared Kushner is now meeting with the Democrats. And we can't see this article, but hopefully you saw it really quick. Hopefully you saw it really quick. But he's meeting with the Dems.
We'll see what he does there. I mean, we know that it doesn't matter if you're on the right or you're on the left. They're all, for the most part, paid for by AIPAC. So I'm sure that they're going to listen to Jared.
They're going to listen to Jared. Even Mom Dani. I just did that. I just did that to trigger you.
I knew he was coming up.
No, Mom Dani's down with this too, because so Mom Dani, right, out there with all the rhetoric, anti-Israel, this and that,
is connected to the Epstein files because of his mom, Mira Nair.
Yes.
Circle it back. Go ahead.
But now is also willing to work with Kushner.
Of course, because they're all in the same club. That's why Trump's always like, Mom Dani's actually a good guy. It's like, really?
So all this could just be a little theater.
I think it is.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. Oh, you want to play the Kanye clip, or you want to just skip over that?
I want to do our super chats, and then I want to play the Kanye clip. Mountain Star Studio. I don't even know if I read this one yet, because you keep hitting us with super chats, but all wars are bankers' wars.
Yeah.
Which our friend Maverick Bailey is actually in London. I need to talk to him. I've been talking to him a little bit offline, because he was a Nickelodeon star and blah, blah, blah. I can't talk about that. But I agree. Another super chat, Matthew's father. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, y'all.
Let's go. Yes, like and subscribe. Hit that button. Get this word out to other people. We're trying to grow the pod. Which, actually, looking at the numbers, we're not huge by any standards. We're quite small.
Yes.
Okay, but we punch above our weight class. And I was looking across, comparing our average YouTube views in the last 5 or 6 episodes. I think they're doing pretty good. 5,000 or 6,000 per episode, which is exactly what TBPN is doing, and they were bought by OpenAI for $150 million. So this is a $150 million podcast that we're running right now.
Look,
which is crazy.
If someone out there is listening, if my handler's listening and you want to offer $150, that might be my price. I'm just kidding. Am I?
But in all seriousness, no, Patreon, that's how we keep the show free for everybody.
They know I'm kidding by now. They know I'm kidding by now.
Until
or am I? Janie probably saying that wrong. 2 of my fearless warriors, genocide is always wrong. Thank you so much, and 100%.
Genocide is always wrong.
Yes.
Right? Unless,
You're slaughtering Diana Jenkins. Sorry. I'm on one today. What can I say?
Look, dude, you're going to get clipped out of context and be like, Dani wants murder.
Look.
This is what they're saying to they clipped a Hassan Piker clip of him many, many years ago talking about Charlie Kirk. Did you see that clip where he says, I want to kill Charlie Kirk. But then he's like in a debate, I want to slaughter him in a debate. And then they're using that as to say the left wants to kill Charlie Kirk.
Well, I'm obviously talking about a reputation.
Taylor Swift.
Diana Jenkins' reputation. I'm not actually talking about offing anybody. There's that saying, you can't kill a mosquito. I could kill a mosquito and a fly. But anything above that, I couldn't.
What about a rat? Would you kill a rat? Yeah, I know you've been having rat issues.
God. You guys, I have Ratatouille. It's it's unbelievable. But I couldn't. I personally couldn't.
Really?
No. I couldn't.
That's why they're still around. That's why they're eating your copper pipes and stuff.
Don't even say that. I had
to install
copper over T-Pex. They're not supposed to get through copper.
Yeah.
So they better not be eating the copper or I'll have a freaking heart attack. Actually, I'll come in here, I'll be like, it was a rough night with the rat. No, in high school, I was driving to an appointment. I was 16 years old. I was by myself on the 101 freeway, and it was rush hour traffic, and it was slow. And I saw a rat running across the freeway, and I thought, oh, I'm going to hit this. Didn't think I would hit it. You know, it's like one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm going to take a shot. Bump, bump. My Jetta rolls over this rat. I look in the rearview mirror, and I cried.
Really?
I felt so bad because I didn't actually think I was going to hit it, and then I did, and then, you know, so no, I wouldn't be able to.
Wow. Well, you got to learn to peacefully coexist with that little fella in your house. Then.
No, I'm going to buy a cat. Oh. This is where I'm at now.
Oh, that's actually a great idea because I have heard that this is like the very well-known secret that all pest control people talk about is they're like, I've never done a house call for rats if there's a cat in the house.
I'm going to go to the shelter. It's going to be an outdoor cat. I'll build a little house for it, outdoor, and get to work. Okay, you ain't eating for free.
Outdoor only or?
Yes.
Not coming inside the house?
No. No. I'm a dog person. I got 3 dogs. I got a baby. I can't have a cat. Anyways. Brian Woods, 9526. We cloned a sheep in 99. I'm convinced anyone who visits Israel is immediately cloned, programmed, and killed. Look, I got to say, this is a very interesting chat.
Yeah.
Very interesting. What did I read the other day or see the other day about cloning and how they removed a law around this time so that you technically could clone?
I didn't hear about that.
I need to relook this up. Brian Woods with a MVP super chat. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I did. Mountain Studio 5289. Freedom of speech versus freedom of reach. We need both.
Yeah.
Can we get, we need to be elastic woman here. We need to get those arms going.
So they say human reproductive cloning is illegal in Israel, but therapeutic research involving stem cells and certain non-reproductive cloning methods is permitted.
Interesting.
So probably could be a potential loophole. Don't know.
Look, they're doing it somewhere. They're cloning, I think. Right? Speaking of Kanye, if we want to play that clip.
Yeah.
When he came back 6'2" wearing a mask after he said, if I disappear, it's not me. I think he might be cloned.
I don't know if he's cloned. I think he's more like his mind has been rewired or something like that.
Okay.
You know?
You think more MK Ultra. But if you look at the series of events, he starts Sunday service when he's still married to Kim Kardashian. He has this huge reach. And he comes out with the album, Jesus is King. He starts talking against Israel and a certain group of people. He's threatened by his personal trainer that will basically Britney Spears you if you don't get in line.
Yeah.
And he says, if I go away and I come back, it's not me.
Yeah.
And he also was spilling a lot of secrets. He was saying Corey Gamble, Kris Jenner's longtime boyfriend, CIA. He was saying Jared Kushner's Trump's handler. Now a lot of this stuff's being recircled after he was canceled. And they're like, oh, Kanye was right. But I do find it interesting, the Jesus is King thing. Because that album is one of the best. I love that album. I really do. The music is amazing.
And now it's anti-Semitic to say that.
Put me on the cross. It is not. The music is good. But anyways, he disappeared. The Sunday service that was being done at Coachella, gone. He was very Charlie Kirk-like, if you think about it. Bringing the younger generation, making the younger generation it cool to believe in God, to believe in Christ, coming to Coachella, bringing them out in public, away from the screens. And then cloned, assassinated.
MK Ultra.
Whatever you want to say. Where is your clip? Here?
Yes. Nice.
Jared and sitting with Josh and finding out other pieces of information, I was like, wow, these guys might have really been holding Trump back and being very much a handler right then. They love to just look at me or look at Trump like we're so crazy and that they're the businessmen. So when I think about all of these things that Jared, you know, somehow doesn't get enough credit for with his work, and what is it, his work in Israel or his work in what is this? You know where he made these peace treaties? Where was that? Do you know the facts on this right here? So I'm like...
Well, I think that was between Israel and some of the Arab nations.
Yes, that's the Abraham
I just
Accords.
think it was to make money. I don't know. Is that too heavy-handed to put on this platform?
No, that's your opinion. We're not in the censorship business.
Okay, thank you. And a couple days later, I found out that Josh Kushner had 10% of Skims, which is a line that I had developed.
Kushner is an example of how the Jewish people have their hand on every single business.
We better set it. Okay, now well, now Josh Kushner just bought the Lakers with Bob Iger.
Well, Josh Kushner being a part of Skims, he was saying, if you remember, the Kardashians, Kanye was going for Trump. At the time, more of a free thinker.
Yeah.
Now seems to be compromised.
Totally.
But at the time, Kanye was putting on the red hat, paired up with Candace Owens, right? Meanwhile, his wife, Kim Kardashian, was doing Hillary Clinton advertisements.
Yeah.
And he's saying, my wife is all wrapped up with the CIA. And now you got Kim Kardashian in these pictures with Diana Jenkins.
Well, everybody's someone. I mean, I know you're a big fan of Candace, but have you looked at her husband at all?
Oh, yeah. George Farmer, like tied into some sort of like the Royals potentially.
like Skull and Bones, like British version of the Skull and Bones or something like that.
I haven't looked into it that deep.
I know, because it'll probably break your heart.
No, but I mean, look.
It might.
I said from the very beginning with the Andrew Wilson thing, I'm like, is this all staged? It definitely could be.
Could be.
Could be. You never know. But I think the fact that Candace Owens is getting sued by Brian Harple and all the people at TPUSA, which is a great transition into the new Charlie Kirk stuff, going after the French government, Brigitte Macron, she's anti-vaccine, she's for the children, she's anti these pedo people, she's trying to bust the Fed narrative open on the Charlie Kirk stuff. Well, I don't know. So far, she seems pretty good to me. Now follow me. Keep liking my stuff and reposting me. Playing hard to get out there in these streets. Just kidding.
So yes, you want to go a little bit into the... I mean, there's not a whole lot going on with the Charlie Kirk situation other than Andrew Wilson did come out with the text message that allegedly Charlie sent to his security staff. But I think there are some issues with that text, I want to say. Like, people are pointing out potentially some...
Oh, this is all my stuff.
Inconsistencies. Oh, I didn't put it in there. I thought you had the text.
The texts?
Yeah.
No, this will be easy to find.
But ultimately, at the end of the day, yes, we will be... Speaking of which, we're going to be hoping to bring on Niz, who has been doing... We featured her in our show last week, but we're going to get together and do a little Charlie Kirk memorial in the next week or two. We're trying to put that together for you guys, because I think, it's been 1 year, which is kind of nuts. Can you,
it's crazy.
It was a crazy day. It was a crazy couple of weeks when it first happened.
I want to bring Mark Devine back on too, actually.
Well, Mark Devine, the Navy SEAL guy.
Sniper.
Yes.
Be interesting with everything. But here are the text messages. Andrew Wilson has released the supposed text message that was like the never before seen information, never heard seen information that he opened up the Candace Owens debate with.
Yeah.
That contradicted Erica Kirk, saying that, he was scared that Charlie was scared by the left. And what's interesting is people have pointed out this little blue line right there.
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, people are talking about that, but I don't...
People are saying that sure looks like a cursor from a computer.
That is a cursor, though. There's a little cursor right there, isn't there?
Well, not on a phone text message.
No. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw a cursor.
So then would those be screenshot?
Well, I don't know. This is interesting, too, because he's not taking a screenshot. This is a photo of a phone.
Right, which they've done, right, with Erica Kirk's kids with her thumb over the finger.
And that's to prove, like, it's not been manipulated or something by either trying to prove something with the photo of a photo? Because wouldn't you just take a screenshot?
I think that if you're not sending the actual photo, you don't want anybody to have that data that the photo comes with.
Because you don't know if...
What is it called? Metadata?
Metadata. Because this is a...
What is it?
It's metadata.
M-E-T.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know that's what I thought. But.
And so then you don't get that with this.
Right, because you can press that little I with the circle and it says, oh, this was taken on this day at this time, da-da-da-da-da. If you take a picture of a phone, it's just going to say when you took the picture of the phone.
Yes.
But what's so great about this is that Brian Harpole is suing Candace Owens.
Right.
So now Candace Owens can bring forth these text messages, subpoena them for this information, find out if it's true or not in her court case, a part of discovery.
Yeah, which is why I wonder why Erica said, I think we had this on the show last week, why she said that he never sent any texts about being threatened by the left.
Well, she's not the only person that said that. Brian Harpole, this is the interview that just keeps coming back to haunt him, also says he didn't have text messages from Charlie Kirk saying someone was trying to kill him, and those text messages are supposedly to Brian Harpole.
Crazy.
My question is the man that owns the company that's in charge of his security detail, and you are the head guy on his security detail, were there any concerns about that or any other organization, political party, foreign nation? Did he express any of those concerns to you?
No, and
right that's a lie.
Dan works for Turning Point as their security guy, and so Dan feeds down that to us to our contracted security, which is us for integrity. And so nothing had ever come now from Dan, from Charlie down to us about that. Now, at the same time, you got to look at the world we live in, and that's a reality. It's a reality that an organization, whether it be a hate group of any type, could want to hurt anybody. Not necessarily Israel, but we look at mathematics too, and there's probabilities and possibilities, right? And I look at the probabilities. The possibilities are infinite. And the probabilities are that it's not. The probabilities are the people that want to hurt him are the people that are there screaming things at him in front of us half the time. And so we have to look at those probabilities in the mathematics. We look at the possibilities too. And those possibilities, I'm sure, are out there, but we've never got any detail or intel to show that we should look into this deeper.
I mean, it is very interesting that if he was that concerned about foreign nations or opposite political affiliations, I mean, if he was that concerned, I don't know why that wouldn't have been disseminated down to the security detail. I mean, I have a security detail, and if I feel that there is a threat, even if it's just a feeling, that's the first people that I tell is my security detail.
We looked at, we look at all that, and you can go back and look at it.
Okay, so apparently he did tell a security detail, or not, but like according to Andrew Wilson now. Charlie.
Right. So now
directly,
it's contradicting what Brian Harpole said, which by the guy, I can't think of the actor. Who was in Dallas Buyers Club? Who's the guy actor?
Matthew McConaughey. Should
play Brian Harpole in the Charlie Kirk assassination. Shouldn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, casting director. Yeah, very crazy. And while we were watching that, I'm so glad Israel was brought up because over the weekend... What?
No, nothing. Keep going.
Over the weekend, people brought up the fact that in Candace Owens' new security footage of who's supposed to be Tyler Robinson walking through the parking structure, that this is untampered video, not scrunched. The shadow, the light flickering through, shows really what looks to be an exact outline of Israel.
Well, it's uncanny, I'll just put it that way.
And I was on vacation, so I didn't do a video. But let me tell you, if the universe is trying to tell you...
You would have done the video?
I told you I would have.
I couldn't...
One of my rare Israel... What else is that? Kentucky?
Well, it just could be a shadow.
Is the universe trying to tell us who? It's just weird.
Killed Charlie Kirk.
Who killed Charlie Kirk? And then, of course, people have brought this up. The shape of the UVU courtyard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm more into this. Kind of crazy if you haven't seen this yet.
I saw it. I couldn't make that video because people would accuse me of anti-Semitism. You might be able to pull it off.
You were anti-Semite of the week. What do you have to lose? You might have well have done it. But look, God speaks to us in mysterious ways. Benjamin Netanyahu was the first one before President Trump to comment on Charlie Kirk's death immediately.
Yes.
They had the mural painted of him. I mean, Harrison Smith came out, said Charlie's afraid of Israel.
You know what I need? Yes. Okay, so I think Harrison Smith needs to release that text because he allegedly said or claimed that he got a text from somebody very close to Charlie's circle, that he feared that Israel would kill him if he would have turned on Israel. So I want to see that text. Who is the close friend, allegedly?
Right.
Who that was. That has never come out. Only the tweet that he made at the time, contemporaneously. It was in August that he said, "Hey, I was just told by somebody that this."
Close to yeah.
Exactly.
And it would be interesting if it is somebody that, has now publicly said that no, he was not afraid. Like a Frank Turek situation.
Yes.
So Andrew Wilson, that slimy pseudo-intellect, after he released these text messages, now has limited replies on his ex.
All of them or just this post? Let me see. I can tell you right now.
Go check it out. But this account says limiting replies on his posts.
It seems like it's that post.
Either way.
Not a sign of somebody who is in the right.
No. No.
What was this post? I assure you the message is quite real. Oh, that was in reference.
It's the text
but then
message.
you can't reply to that.
Right.
It's like if it was real, why would you be afraid of the comments?
Exactly. If there's nothing to hide on your IG profile, why you deleting it? Just saying. We got some more super chats. Mountain Star Studio 5289 Hollywood and Vegas government gambling. Sounds like a future episode.
Yeah, I know.
I like that line. Another one. Who owns the companies that cover up the cover-ups? The WEF? The puppeteers? I don't know. It's a great question.
The tribe.
They're discussing something. What do you think's being discussed at Bohemian Grove? Also, how crazy is it that Alex Jones infiltrated Bohemian Grove at one point?
Yeah. That was like 15 or 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. He was way ahead on this stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of YouTubers who try to do this now, and they've never been really successful at it. They've tried to get in, but they never because he was actually in there, not just sneaking in, but he was like capturing the meeting and the rituals and stuff, like the burning thing. I don't know.
That big owl on fire.
Yeah.
It's like,
it was crazy.
Oh, yikes.
Because and then none of the locals they're like, oh, we don't want to talk about that. It's like an unspoken thing of like what happens there.
Well, they go out in the middle of the forest. Apparently,
crazy.
I urge everybody to watch the cartoon Inside Job on Netflix. If you are someone who is new to conspiracy theories and you want to watch a funny adult cartoon that sums it all up, boy, do they have some great episodes. They have one on Bohemian Grove. Yeah. Check it out. Have you watched it yet?
No.
I've told you for at least a year now.
I know. I need to get to it.
I like cartoons personally, so.
Well, to put a bow on the Charlie Kirk update of the weeks, a new person who we said at the top of the show, that is now vilifying Candace Owens, calling her a crazy conspiracy theorist. Here's Spencer Pratt, who has taken quite the, I think, U-turn, left turn, whatever you want to call it, from his campaign for mayor to be a mayor of the people, to fix everything. You know, he was the one out there saying, guys, the LA fires was not some act of God. It wasn't just randomly happened. It wasn't just the high winds. Like, there was a conspiracy basically within Gavin Newsom's team, as like not sending any fire trucks.
Karen
Bass with the situation. Oh, no. So, sorry. It was Karen Bass not sending the fire trucks. Gavin Newsom saying that firefighters couldn't go into the area because of vegetational issues, okay, protect the environment. And then they basically didn't put out the fire properly, ignited the whole neighborhood, billions of dollars of damage, which you would argue is a conspiracy. And he had to go in against the mainstream to figure this stuff out.
Yes.
And now he's taken quite the turn. Let's play the video.
Communists who shot Charlie Kirk. You have insane influencers making a fortune off shamelessly exploiting his death, tying themselves in knots with the most convoluted Rube Goldberg bullshit explanations to try and deny something we all saw in 4K and wish we didn't. It was an exploding mic.
He had a rigged microphone.
And they timed it precisely to the millisecond with the fake gunshot from the patsy.
The shaped charge was actually supposed to hit him in the chest.
There were Jews hiding under the grass. It was French special forces. Just the craziest, most unhinged shit imaginable. And people believe it. Anything but what actually happened. Anything but the most obvious, straightforward explanation. The woke communists you saw on camera who have prints on the rifle killed an anti-communist leader because communists are violent lunatics. That's it. We have a communist violence problem. But psychos on the internet have made an entire cottage industry around denying and exploiting it.
We're not morons.
But what's so much worse than these crazy conspiracies is how it drives people to abandon their basic human decency. It goes from just asking questions to demonizing a grieving widow, celebrating her husband's violent death. It's so much worse than just absolving the actual murderer and trying to sabotage the trial. These people have a bloodlust. What have you become when you celebrate an assassination like this? I don't care what your politics are. This was a father, a loving husband. You know, I was in D.C.
I don't think we're like celebrating the murder.
We're not. Let me finish this.
In an interagency meeting
with
that
he's going to go and bash the left for being communist. This is the rest of the videos.
Let me just see.
Communist shot Charlie. I was there advocating for the Palisades, trying to get things done.
Ooh, Palisade. He better be careful with that.
Why?
Palestine.
Oh. No, he's
Palestine.
I mean,
look, I haven't seen that yet. It's really sad. He's really a puppet now of the deep state. It's very obvious he was infiltrated. Just like a lot of these people, like Nick Fuentes, Clavicular, you name it. I said immediately the day after Charlie Kirk was killed, this is not left versus right. This is an act of good versus evil. I was condemning all of the people. I had family members that have different political beliefs of mine that I'll be seeing this weekend for family weekend, who I love, that we're celebrating, that we're happy, right? That Charlie Kirk was killed. And I was super against it. I made my point about that very clear. And what he fails to bring up is that Charlie Kirk said, question everything. Mm-hmm. That was the motto of Turning Point USA. Don't trust the government, question everything. And now they have all these puppets saying, don't question anything. You're going against your grieving widow. No, shut up. The people that were celebrating Charlie's death is not the same thing as the people that are trying to find out what really happened to Charlie. In fact,
they're actually not the same people at all.
At all. I would say they're actually opposite.
Yeah.
Right? Me being one of them. I was condemning the people that were celebrating. You lost a bunch of followers for saying I don't condemn the celebration.
No, I do. I said I
don't. Or I don't condone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Condone.
Yeah.
Condone.
No, I condemn the celebration.
Yes, I don't condone the celebration. And you can't, it's like you said at the very beginning of that clip, he was somebody that questioned the official narrative about the fires, but now he's going on with the official narrative for the Charlie Kirk murder. Just like Nick Fuentes questioning, why we give Israel so much money, but now when it comes to the Charlie Kirk murder, after somebody with a gun came to his house, it's obviously Tyler Robinson. It's obviously Tyler Robinson.
And also that line, the 4K, they're throwing in the same lines. That's how you know it's kind of coordinated, because multiple TPUSA spokespeople, They had the line, we saw it in 4K. And then he's now saying we saw it in 4K. And there's no 4K cameras.
Look, if you outlined all of this in Braille for me, I'd see clearly that it wasn't Tyler Robinson. I don't need to see shit.
Well, it's just no 4K video exists. They're like, we saw it in 4K. What do you mean we saw it in 4K? We saw nothing.
You could literally write out the timeline. You could write out all the inconsistencies and give it to a blind person that doesn't see anything, and they go, I'm not sold.
Yeah.
There's reasonable doubt. You don't need to see the footage.
Well, so Spencer Pratt, I caught it early. I got a lot of flack for hammering Spencer early because there was a lot of alignment with the stuff that I was making. And I said, this guy is a Trojan horse for Israel.
Exactly.
And a lot of people gave me shit for that, but I have been vindicated.
He's been vindicated, ladies and gentlemen. Celebrated.
Not necessarily celebrated, but...
Well, some people.
Yeah. And Spencer I think he's like this close to blocking me. He already unfollowed me. I think he's very close to blocking me right now because...
Oh, he unfollowed?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I've been pointing out basically his deep state talk. Everything he tweets out now is like identical to like the White House posts and TPUSA posts. It's all just like... anti-communist. They're like, communists are causing all the problems. And then it's stuff like, trust us, things are going well. Like, we're fixing America.
Right.
You know?
And what happened to the recordings he had of Karen Bass? That he said, when he lost, he said, don't. Where are those? I thought you were coming out with those, right? You're going to have to resign, which would put him back in the race. Which maybe that's what they want now that he's captured.
Would it put him back in the race, though?
That's what I read.
Because he technically, or would just go with Nithya Raman.
No, it'd be the runner-up and Nithya Raman. So.
Look, they don't. There's not a good choice at this point for LA, I think, between those two.
I try to avoid LA at all costs.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the unfortunate thing. It's a great city, or once was a great city. I think they need, I saw another report. They're basically creating these like containment zones for the homeless people.
It does look like the homeless has cleaned up a little. I will say that.
But they're putting them in zones. They're putting them in these zones. I don't know where exactly you were driving. Did you drive through like the heart of Skid Row?
Hell no.
Okay, so you probably didn't see this containment
I'm just talking about the 405.
Oh, the 405. Okay.
You know, for a while, even the 405, it was like you could see the tent city
really
bleeding out. Wow. What do you mean? You hadn't driven?
I'm not living up there. I don't live up there. 405. But anyways, they have these containment zones that they're at, and it impacts the small businesses in the area. You can't operate a business like that. Nobody wants to go to your establishment if like surrounded by like tents and people doing drugs. It's just not. It's not fair to those people. Like you have to figure out a solution here. And then what the Democrats do all the time is that they create all these NGOs that they funnel money into. There's like the two scams that's happening right now because we're about to shift from one to the other. Right now, the major scam of the Republicans is basically like get rid of everything, and we're going to privatize. We're going to do insider trading. We're going to basically run the institution to the ground so then we can take over from like private institutions like the Black Rocks or you know, that's their game. And then the Democrats' game is to bloat the government to as big as possible and then funnel money into the NGOs who also do nothing at all. So there's just two different ways of making money, which is ultimately, to Kanye's quote, right? They just want to make money.
Which I think is true, right? Greedy reptiles.
Yeah.
Another super chat. Dani knows she can explain it to you, but she can't understand it.
There you go.
Thank you.
I think Candace had that was a good line from Candace in the debate.
It was great.
She's like,
because he was so annoying.
Well, because he kept going, can you explain? I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying.
Oh, God.
But he
really
gets it. He gets it. He just didn't want to
Does he?
admit. I think obviously he gets it, but he just didn't want to say that he didn't get it.
And Kanye was ahead of his time. Sorry, I was reading
absolutely.
the chat.
And also Nick and speaking of Nick and Clav, there's one funny clip of Fuentes and Clavicular.
The gay?
Yeah, did you see that?
Of course.
So funny.
COVID vaccines, mRNA vaccines.
I don't know. Tapping him.
Do you do mushrooms? Do you do out of the chocolate factory? It's like on TikTok.
Yeah.
You can't do the surgery though. That's so nonchalant. I got to get on roids so I can do that. It's about the intimidation factor. What if they just stab you though? That's kind of my concern.
Dude,
But then you go to jail like Daniel Penny. You know the guy that runs the incel Twitter page? Are you going to go overseas for your
Yes, I'm going to... McGinnis does not like your hair.
You like Gavin?
And I could start grifting the right way.
That's right. Yeah, you could be on Fresh and Fit. Yeah, we got to collab with Postman. No,
Oh my God. All of the touches. It's hilarious.
And did you see the other day? Okay, so Clav allegedly, right? Big funding from Peter Thiel.
I told you this on the show.
Yeah.
I played the clip. There's the guy. We did the whole thing.
Yeah, which makes sense now why he's being shoved down our throats. There's some kind of psyop happening with Clavicular. Fuentes seems to be being compromised as well. The other day, I think yesterday, he just went and called Hassan Piker an anti-Semite, which you could disagree with Hassan Piker with a lot of his maybe more socialist DSA views. I wouldn't say he's
dog abuser.
Dog abuser. That's a great point. But Fuentes going after him for being anti-Semitic. So he seems to be like, all right, he's like playing ball, kind of. You know? I don't think he's completely shifting. Like, he's not out there saying I'm pro-Israel, but he's certainly like shifting, moderating his positions.
Look, it would be very, very difficult if somebody came to you, especially as an Italian. I mean, I think any culture, but I think Italians are very close with their family, and they said, "You do this, or we're killing your family."
Yeah.
Right? That'd be like for you too.
Absolutely.
So all of a sudden, you're like, Tyler Robinson did it.
Yeah.
If I start saying that, then look into it.
That's your the end of the Chappelle comedy special. He's like, here's how you know I've been compromised. If I say what was the line? It was like, I'm for Israel or something like that.
Hilarious.
So I think the same. It's like if you say
for me,
Tyler Robinson, it's like if one day you say Tyler Robinson did it, you may have been compromised.
Or maybe that's my code. But I don't know about you, but for me, and maybe they're not given a chance. Maybe they want your voice to go against whatever. But I would just be like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to say anything ever again.
But that's not good enough. No, you have to go through the humiliation ritual.
Is it the humiliation ritual, or is it just like they need your voice now to try and persuade your followers?
No, humiliation ritual.
I think it's a combo. Wow, you're really getting deep on this. I love it.
100%. That's why they got to go. That's why every single politician, no matter what, has. I mean, I just saw another clip the other day of like, it's Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, with Hakeem Jeffries and Schumer saying, "We stand with Israel. We stand with Israel."
It's crazy.
It's just like they don't need to say these things. Like you could do all the policies, right? You can send the money to them.
Well,
you don't need to go out and publicly do this.
Well, and like I said, if you were to place any country and say we're with Bosnia, people would be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that was the whole thing with Ukraine, right? People even.
Oh my God!
It's like, why are we doing the Ukraine thing?
People had flat. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, that was crazy. Dolly Parton, a legend, died yesterday.
Yes, that was tragic.
So sad. And just to bring in the conspiracy theory
world,
is
there a conspiracy theory around this as well? Because I was seeing that and I was like, she's 80.
Right.
She's been having health issues, not a quick and sudden death, No. She's been struggling with some stuff. And she's been through it all. I mean, she's lived a great life.
Yes.
A lot of good. I'm a big fan of Dolly, by the way.
Well,
Dolly.
I don't think most people realize that the hit Whitney Houston saying "I Will Always Love You" is actually her song.
Oh yeah, totally
amazing.
And I would argue Dolly's version better.
Well, there you go. A lot of people would.
That's a hot take.
Miley Cyrus and her were very, very close. And Miley.
So what? Yeah, what is the conspiracy around her death here?
It's just this is odd.
Okay.
I'm gonna play this clip.
All right, here we go.
I decided to release Used to Be Young on August 25th because this particular date historically has been important to me personally and in my career. I decided to release Used to Be Young.
So you're saying Miley killed Dolly is what I'm saying?
No, people
no, I'm kidding.
All I'm saying is that this is a clip circulating right now and people are saying it's very strange
an important day.
That she mentioned the date. Used to Be Young is the song. Came out. Could be a coincidence, but just put, I gotta put it out there. Kind of weird. The exact day.
Well, it was certainly, whether it was, something weird going on or not, very tragic.
Sad.
But some people say actually the opposite, that Dolly lived this long because she was like in the club, in the occult
I
kind
don't think so, but I think that she
was doing stuff as well. Like she was in the know about that. Like she didn't whistleblow. There was no book coming out that was like a tell-all book of Nashville music, scene or whatever it is.
And the era she was coming up.
Oh yeah, she probably saw a ton.
It probably happened to her.
Probably could happen, or I mean, she seems like a tough woman though. She seems like she didn't. You
never know.
But it could very well have happened to her at least a few times. She wised up. She's like, all right, I'm going to be like sort of the queen of this. Like, you guys aren't doing this to me anymore. But I won't. She never to my knowledge, ever really talked about like the dirty side of the music business or anything like that.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she was just a sweet soul. We don't know. But I don't think so because you don't make it for that long with that many hits in that business without being cutthroat.
Look.
Without,
a businesswoman. Yeah, who knows? But
anyways, R.I.P.
I think that's
anything
it for
else?
today.
Yes. Great show for today. Hopefully everybody was like, I feel like it was just a web of stuff that we had to get through. We were just jumping around.
Should have named it.
What?
The web.
The web. Well, hopefully one day we'll get sponsored by
Web.io.
Web.io, yes.
Kevin!
Hit us up for that sponsor. Because, I feel like we want to be out there, promoting good businesses. Not like we're anti-business. I don't want to push stupid businesses that, do stupid stuff. Like
when they get big enough, we'll hopefully it'll all work out the way that it's supposed to.
Yes. But until then, thank you so much for listening to the show. We enjoyed this rabbit hole today, I have to say.
Okay.
We both, at least I did. It was like, boom, here. Do you know this?
And
that.
I would just like to say I did it without a matcha.
Wow. No matcha this morning at all? Zero matcha.
No, I had matcha.
Oh,
this
you had
morning.
matcha.
I just didn't have a second one during the show.
Got you. Okay.
So I'm feeling like it's time for avocado toast. So time to log off, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for the super chatters. Thank you to the Patreon members.
I think most ever super chats in an episode 17.
17. Wow, 17. We had a lot during our anniversary show, so I remember there was a lot for that one.
True. 18. Someone coming in late. Ha! Hey you, JSYK, just so you know. Candace's quote is slight spin on Ed Coke. Former U.S. House Representative and New York Mayor quote, I can explain it to you, but I can't comprehend it for you.
There you go.
She's making a lot of money off of the sweatshirt, and Cook ain't. So good to her.
I know. We also have to get some of our merch going. It takes, a little bit of work to get the merch going. There's a lot of, at least for you, a lot of good merch ideas.
Look at Clicklo. Could be one for today. And Mo Shellax, your wood floors. One word.
No, they got to be the
Get your wood floor shiny with Mo Shellax. It's a great shirt. I'd buy it.
All right.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Number 19.
Snuck it in at the last second.
Just to say 19. Thank you so much. Brian Woods, 9526. 9526 isn't super. Oh, no. 2589. All right, you guys, we've lost it.
Thank you, Brian, for the super chat.
Number 20.
Oh.
Study Burt Reynolds and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Steve McQueen. And Burt Reynolds is the longtime partner of Goldie Hawn.
Is that true? No, that's Kurt Russell.
Oh, is Burt Reynolds Dolly Parton then? Sorry. He's in here somewhere.
Let's see. Let me. Says Sally Field. Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
So,
we'll
come back to that next episode. We'll start off with the Burt Reynolds connection. Our gumshoe is going to be.
Well, we don't know what's
going
to happen.
Yeah.
But we're going to do our best.
Yeah.
We've got a few titles of episodes here. So next week, same time, Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah. It is.
It is.
We're going to do a double day.
Hopefully.
Okay. And then maybe the following week, we'll see.
Yeah.
When you're off to New York.
Yes.
James is in the big leagues now, ladies and gentlemen.
I wouldn't say that, but
Can I say?
What? What are you talking about? We're ending the show. The show's ending. Log off.
You.
I'll log off. Log off. Time to end the show.
Why?
No, I don't.
Can I say?
No.
Someone recognized, I didn't even get approval, but someone recognized James at a restaurant and bought him a beer.
Yeah, but I could have been a Mossad guy poisoning him to death.
Bottom line is recognized. Big leagues.
Well, he seemed to be a good guy, so
they all
it was appreciated.
That sounds like something a CIA agent would say. It's James. No, I'm just kidding. One more. Here we go. Great work. I'm always promoting James Lee's work.
There you go. Thank you for the love, guys. I know Dani's been getting a lot of love on the pod recently because she's out there farming the likes.
Hurry. We can't do the show like that. I'm just kidding.
So,
James deserves the love.
Thank you.
But if anybody wants to add number 22. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Thanks for a great show. I hope we made some sense of the connections.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe you guys will even find more to the connections than we could with the information that we provided.
Yes.
As always, let us know what you think.
Comment down below the connections.
Oh, yes. Well, okay. I was going to say that. I was really hoping for number 22, but I guess we'll have to end on James Lee's work. It's great. Okay, guys. Love you. Let us know if you have any connections and how fabulous I was today down below. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for all the love, and we'll see you next Wednesday. We got a double show. We're working hard for you. Okay. Bye.
You're really dragging it out.